I think this is the first time that I've ever said, bro, we moving the time up. I said 5:03 and give myself 10 minutes. No. 5 o'clock. Hey, 5 o'clock on the dot. Let's go. We don't got no time to waste today. We got a lot to talk about. We got Dragon Quest 12. We got Persona 6. We got Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch 2. Oh boy. And we've got the Lord and Savior himself, Mr. Gaben. Oh no, we got to talk about this price increase.
I don't like the prices going up for anything, but I say with nothing but malice and the biggest I told you so middle finger up super high to all the crazy Valve worshippers. Don't throw stones at glass houses, y'all bunch of weenies.
Listen.
Also IGN TikTok.
Listen, I don't like price increases either. But I'll tell you something right now. I could not care less about the hardcore Steam Deck crowd and their ilk. Not the people who just enjoy the system for what it is and are cool about it, but the people online, I don't care. Whatever damage this does to whatever that, whatever the case is, the sales and all that, it's 100% deserved. 1000% deserved, because we're going to talk about this, Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. Starting off the stream hot with the $3. Anybody that's 3 or more, you can beat up my man, Justin, on the board. The thing about it is that when you... I would not be as upset is that if I didn't get spammed every single time that I tried to explain socioeconomic problems, AI, RAM. How many times do you guys see on Twitter people just call me names for doing that? Steam guys, Steam fanboys, or Steam purists. I literally made a decision to simply, and it all started really with me simply just deciding to trade in my Steam Deck. The reason why I still talk about it is because I still have these Steam dudes following me around from that situation between me and that other content creator. And he was speaking so brash, so pompous, so arrogant, as if RAM and inflation and the economy somehow wouldn't affect their golden goose, their perfect child, their messiah, their god, Gabe Newell. And if you didn't believe that Valve was the greatest thing in the world, or if you opted to simply just play games somewhere else and felt that there were some good qualities, everywhere else is not evil, but Valve, you were demonized by a certain group of people online. You're demonized by people on Twitter, by whatever the case is, right? So I do not feel any type of pity for any of those people. Now, for the regular consumers that were looking to buy one, absolutely, I feel for those people. You know what I'm saying? But these price hikes are exactly what I said could happen to anybody, especially, and I said this before, I said these price hikes, look at, they already kind of built in a fake price hike. Valve already built that in. If Valve was completely thinking about the consumer and never thinking about anything else, I'm gonna get it right after this.
Dang, you should have kept that Steam Deck. It's worth a lot more now.
I know, seriously.
Lol. Also, someone check on the Just Buy a Steam Deck people.
Check on them. Check on them. Thank you, Justin, with another $3 dono. I appreciate that. Anybody that does 6 or more, you can beat out Justin on the Hokage board, and 3 to beat him out or time up on the Stream Ninja board. But I said the same thing. I said, look, man, this can get Valve too. They already liquidated and got rid of the $400 one. They don't want people buying a Steam Deck for $400. It's too cheap. That they could be in trouble, like when it comes down to that. Valve has not proven they can sell hardware at a good enough clip. And the problem that I have, and I'm going to talk about this real quick. I'm going to just really mute this just so I can get over. If you guys drop a notification, remember, get your music suggestions in. If you drop a dono, put your music suggestions. I'll remind you guys in just a bit, but I'm just going to say this real quick. I was trying to tell people about this, about the economy, about the tariffs, about the taxes, about all of these different things that are piling up, especially for systems that are assembled or made or shipped from China. And especially with the oil, with the war that's going on, everything is jumping up in price significantly. You think Valve is your friend? You think all these companies can be your friend or not? They are not. They are still in the business. I'm sorry, but somebody doesn't become a multi-billionaire by simply just doing everything right, no matter what, by the consumer, no questions asked. So taking millions of dollars of hits on hardware is not something that Valve is willing to do, despite their consumer-friendly appearance. And yes, they do a great job, but here's the problem that I have with Valve, and I'll talk about this in a separate video. The problem that I have with people and Valve is that they take Valve and they try to put them in the same category as Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. They try to put them in the same category because they own a storefront, but Valve is not that. Valve does not have thousands of employees that they have to make sure that they pay. Valve does not have high volume hardware that they have to ship out every single quarter and report to investors and shareholders. Valve does not have they don't have to put a regular flow of games. They don't have to consistently make games and hold presentations and like state of plays or Xbox events or Nintendo Directs. They don't have to do all that. They can just sit back. Literally, Gaben can just sit back on his yacht and collect 30% revenue while never making any games, while working on Deadlock for 3 years or whatever, however long they've been working on that crap. I'm not hating on Steam. Steam is great. I'm not saying Steam is bad. I'm saying Steam is great for what it is. It's a good service. It's a good option. But trying to equate Steam, which these guys have been doing for years now, to the same type of pressures and the problems that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo would have to go through to create games and hardware at a decent clip to appease investors and to actually talk about sales numbers and all that. It's a whole different thing. And the minute the going gets tough for Valve in hardware, they fold every single time. The Steam Link, the original Steam machines, the Steam Link, the Steam controller, how many times have they folded? And now with the Steam Deck, remember, the Steam Deck was built to be an entry-level situation to be able to play games. And now they have folded again, just saying, you know what? We'll just jack the price up and put it all the way to you. They didn't subsidize a damn thing. They subsidized nothing. They just threw it all on there. So now that you want to play in the realm of, okay, you're going to compare them, they're going to have the same pressures when it comes to of making hardware. Look at what happens. They crack and they don't have the system available for, and I'm going to get those donos in just a bit, guys. Trust me, I'll replay them. Shout outs. I just want to get through this opening monologue. They don't have the system available for what, a month, 2 months or something like that? And then out of nowhere, they don't even inform the customer. They don't even inform the customer that they're raising up the price. They don't even inform the customer at all. They don't inform the customer at all. They don't say anything at all. They just randomly jack the price up $240 to $300 with no warning whatsoever. That is insane. So you want to talk about consumer, pro-consumer? That is the most anti-consumer thing that I have seen in a while, is to jack up the price of something before you even give us an opportunity to respond. You couldn't even buy a Steam Deck at the previous price. They just jacked it up literally in an instant flash and told nobody. It's one thing to have a price increase and to give people a heads up. I mean, Sony even gave people a few days heads up or a couple weeks heads up. Microsoft gave a heads up. You know, usually you get a little bit of a heads up, and usually they have the system available to buy beforehand. Valve did not have the system available to buy, and they just jacked the price up out of nowhere without even saying anything. No, they're not your friend. They're not the most pro-consumer compared to anybody else. They're a business, and the only reason why they seem that way is because they didn't have the pressures and stresses of the other businesses that they have. But now that they actually have a hardware that's done, I guess, something, they crack and they fold as fast as they propped up the system in the first place. Once again, they didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody the price increase. They just did it. So I don't want to hear anymore Valve is the most pro-consumer this. Listen, every single company has really good pro-consumer things and things that aren't good. It's up to you to determine what you feel or not. But one thing that I'm not gonna sit there and say is like, oh, okay, that they're the most this or they're the most that. Listen, everybody, there's a lot of pro-consumer things about Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. They all have their benefits and negatives. That's really what it comes down to. They all have positives and they all have negatives. And these people online that have been trying to gaslight you into thinking that Valve is this perfect company, despite them putting in that price increase with the $400 Steam Deck. If they were perfect, they wouldn't stop making that. You know what I'm saying? And trying to gaslight you into thinking that it's just simply greed with Nintendo and with Sony and with Xbox and all of that, and Valve is just perfect. They're finding out. They're finding out that no, if Valve was put into the same situations that Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo are in, here is their response. Their response is insane, way bigger than Nintendo's, Microsoft's, and Sony's when it comes to the price increases. And like I said, they didn't even give us a heads up. There was no anything. So I don't care about Steam like that, or I don't care about Steam Deck like that. But I've had a lot of people since my video where I traded in my Steam Deck, I've had a lot of people following me around and saying all sorts of things. And I think it's ridiculous. Now, once again, I had that one guy, you know, I had Alex. He decided he wanted to make a video calling me a moron and all that type of stuff. And I'm still going to talk about it because this is what recently what I'm talking about, and people like him. This is exactly what I'm talking about, and people like him because just a little bit ago, here is what was said. This was said.
Every other major competitor to Valve is doing the worst thing.
Hold up, we gotta pause this one. Let's play it. Let's play what was said just a little bit ago, right? Just like what, a couple weeks ago?
Every other major competitor to Valve is doing the worst thing possible. Nintendo raising their prices due to the RAM crisis. PlayStation increasing their prices as well, not only for their systems, but also for their services on top of that. People wonder why I praise Gabe. People wonder why Valve is so highly regarded. Well, it looks like doing the right thing by the customer and consumer seems to be the one trick to always keep winning.
Yeah. Seems by always doing right by the customer and consumer. Always doing right by the customer and consumer. They raise the price by 50. Always doing right is the right thing. And then this happens. See, this is why I'm telling you guys right now, man. This is exactly what I'm telling you about dudes like this. And I'm playing him only because him and his ilk came at me first. They came at me first, so I'm going to keep coming every single time I see a opening. I'm going to keep coming when it comes to this situation. And then this happens. And then this happens right here. He blasted Microsoft and Sony for it. They keep winning. Valve raises the price by as much as $300. Was I not right? The only reason why I had a problem is because this dude decided to call me out multiple times on Twitter, in addition to in his videos or in his live stream, calling me a moron for simply saying that I'm a liar, saying that I'm lying about Palworld not working on my Steam Deck, saying all these different things for simply having a difference of opinion on a system. And he sits there and bootlicks for Valve 24/7 and how great that they are, and they'll always do right by the consumer. No, they won't. No, they won't. This isn't my opinion. This is now factual that they won't, because jacking up the price by $300 with no actual warning, with zero warning whatsoever. Hey, what's up, Grittis? Shout outs, man. With zero warning whatsoever, how is that always doing right and winning by the consumer? And I don't care what video he made today or what video they've made saying, oh, yeah, they have to. They have to make the video, because otherwise they're going to look like a flaming hypocrite. They were just saying Valve is the greatest thing ever, ignoring everything else that's a problem. No actual physical games. Ignoring the fact that they don't actually make a lot of games. Ignoring the fact that they actually don't, the Steam Deck didn't get any price drops, really. Ignoring the fact that they liquidated the $400 model, that they essentially made a price increase on there. Ignored all that, ignored all of that. And now reality hit them in the face like a 2-ton brick. Let me just tell you guys something right now, man. Stop these other people that are talking. Stop with the BS, okay? Stop with the BS. I'm okay with leaving it right here. Okay? So to those that are watching or clipping, I'm okay with leaving it right here. So let's just go ahead and leave it right here. Now that it's been about a year, I know I've been keeping it going, but let's just leave it right here because your dumbass looks stupid. Because you look absolutely moronic. And I knew that you were going to look moronic because I knew that you don't understand business. You don't understand economics. You don't understand anything but your grift and your views. That's about it. So I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm not going to say anything anymore. Okay? I'm going to leave it right here when it comes to this. That'll be the last time that we do this because you guys all see how stupid this nonsense is. Making it seem, calling other people names, calling other people bootlicker, calling other people names, coming after other people, calling them moron, doing all this type of stuff. And then when I ask simply, hey, let's talk, let's discuss, let's talk this out like men, he runs and hides. He runs and hides behind Twitter and behind his followers. I'm going to leave it right here. But obviously you guys see how much of an idiotic nonsense. This was just a little bit ago he said that. A $300 price increase. I don't care if he says the only reason why is because he has to. It's not because he feels good about it. It's because he has to. That's the only reason why. And everyone was slamming him on Twitter and saying all sorts of stuff because he's been attacking other people, attacking other fan bases, attacking people left and right like crazy, unprovoked sometimes. So we'll leave it right there. We're going to leave it right there. I ain't going to say nothing else. Okay? I ain't going to say nothing else. But if it gets brought back up, then we can go back to it. And that's fine, When Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 1, and when Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 2, I called it out. When Nintendo put $80 Mario Kart, I called it out. When Nintendo put Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I said I had a problem with that, making it limited. I called it out. When Nintendo did the limited with Fire Emblem, the original, I called it out. When Nintendo did game key cards, I called it out. I called out all those things. It's documented on my channel. Go look it up. So, I don't want to hear anything. Nintendo fanboy, this, I don't want to hear nothing. We're focusing on what the truth was. I was right the whole time about this whole thing. I was right the whole time. Okay? I said what I said last year, and I said, you know what? I don't think the Steam Deck's worth it. I don't think it's going to be a big selling system. I think the Switch 2 is going to blow it away. There's no need for me to have it. Let me get it into a good home. There's some positive things, but ultimately, it's not that great of a system for the price that I paid for it. It's not that strong when it comes down to it for being for $550. There is no dock unless you buy the official dock, you got to buy that separate. You don't get a dock with it. Obviously got to connect the cables, or you can just connect it through there. But if you want a dock to place it, it doesn't really do anything. Unless you like to tinker with stuff. And that was a problem for some of these people to where it made me some type of big enemy of Valve and Steam Deck. So I'm not backing down from anybody. And I'm not going to sit here and allow people, once again, to say whatever they want, be wrong, and then try to play victim about what happened. So I'll leave it alone here. I won't, unless something else gets brought back up, I'll leave it alone right there. All right, let's see here. Let me get into, sorry for that opening. I had an opening rant. Let me go ahead and get into the donos here. Shout outs to Jeffrey Tucker. Jeffrey Tucker says, but Nintendo is evil. Every terminally online Steam Deck loser.
But Nintendo is evil. Every terminally online Steam Deck loser.
I'm telling you, man. That's what people were trying to say when I was saying, actually, listen, man, no company's perfect. They're all gonna have their situations, their issues, their this and their that, and all this different type of stuff, man. They're all gonna have that. But at the end of the day, you can pick whatever you want to buy, whatever you want to play. Like, trying to be some type of heroic, fake consumer advocate that just somehow bootlicks for Valve 24/7, and Valve is the only company that ever does anything good. We see this with like Legendary Drops and a lot of the big YouTubers, Linus Tech Tips. Like, Valve is the only company that's ever the best thing that, not Linus, they all have said other things, but you guys know what I mean. There are certain people where nobody else does anything good. The only person good, the only person righteous on the path of God is Gaben and Valve. Those are the type of people that I'm talking about. Not the people that can say, hey, look, PC is my favorite platform. That's where I play on the most, but I can acknowledge when this is good or when that is good. That's me, and that's normal people. I can acknowledge when something's good over there. I'm not hating on that. People can enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. I'm talking about the people who think that, once again, that make up information, make up lies to make something else look bad. Like making up lies, for example, like the Switch 2 has a button that simply is just a credit card use. Once again, I tested that. That's been said by a lot of crazy Steam Deck and PC people. That is a lie. You can map the chat button to any other button that you want to map it to. You don't have to use a credit card usage just to be able to use the button. That is a lie that they've perpetuated for a year now. You can map the button to whatever you want. It can be like a secondary, like extra start button or whatever other button you want it to be. So that is a lie. So those are the things that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people's opinions. If you don't like something, you don't like Mario, or you don't like Zelda, or you don't like, you know, Virtual Console or NSO, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about people lying and people misrepresenting situations in order to make whatever they like better. Not people that are just fans and just like things, you know? So, you know, like I said, I'll leave it alone there. When it comes to that dude, I'll leave it alone there. But if anything else gets brought back up, we're definitely gonna have to go back to the well, because I'm seeing a lot of lying, I'm seeing a lot of grifting, and I'm seeing a lot of crow being eating a lot of crow. So I'll leave it alone there. I won't bring it back up when it comes to that dude in particular. But like I said, I did not start this at all. He started it last year. I'm going to finish it. And I knew I was going to just wait for Valve to mess up, because I knew they were going to mess up. I knew they were going to mess up because Valve actually has to be like everybody else now. They have to supply hardware and they have to deal with taxes and tariffs. Before, they never had any hardware. They never had any real hardware. So it's easy to sit back on your super yacht, collect 30% revenue. You know what I'm saying? Never make Half-Life 3, or take forever to make Half-Life 3. Never make another Team Fortress. Just sit back and do nothing. You only have a couple hundred employees. You don't got to pay thousands of people. You don't have the expectations of fans when it comes to having a new Mario, a new Zelda, new hardware, every single X amount of whatever. Like, you don't have all those. You don't have shareholders. It's very easy to sit back on a super yacht and collect 30%. It's very easy to do that. But what happens when you actually have to supply hardware? When you actually have a monochrome of expectations in tough economic times? You fold. You crack, completely jack the price up, and you don't even handle the price increase well. PR crisis. A PR crisis. Psh, what a joke. What a joke. General Zamora with the 2 says, play Modern Warfare 2 theme. All right, I got you. Modern Warfare 2 theme. All right, here we go. Thank you for the 2, General Zamora. I appreciate that, man. So thank you for the 2. Also, Hey with the 5 says, it's crazy Steam Deck gathering dust is worth way more now than I got it a few years ago. It's also the first gen Steam Deck too. Oh man, it's like the LCD. You got like the LCD model Steam Deck. So yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, like, listen, man, I wouldn't be going in like this if it wasn't for, like I said, people acting crazy. Every time you post about Switch 2, people would say, buy a Steam Deck. Buy a Steam Deck, buy a Steam Deck, even though you couldn't even buy a Steam Deck sometimes. And they'd be like, well, go buy one used. I'm like, why would I want to buy one used? A freaking FBI open up Steam Deck. You don't know what they're looking at. People on Steam, like, you don't know what those people are looking at. I'm not buying anything used. They would just sit there and make excuse after excuse. You couldn't even buy one new. Half the time, it would, like, a lot of the time, it'd be just sold out, bro. Or it'd just be like they weren't restocking it. So that's what they were doing. They were taking forever to restock 53 units at the jacked up price of $1,000. Like, of a cool grand. So yeah, I don't care about any titles of people, perpetual Valve bootlickers, saying that they're calling. No, listen, let me tell you something right now, man. The only reason why people that have been pushing, that are making any type of video doing this now at this point, is because they have to. Otherwise, they would lose any ounce of credibility that they have with their remaining audience. They've been sitting there pounding, like I said, any hardcore Steam Deck people or Valve people, they've been pounding their fist, talk about how bad everybody else is and how evil everybody else is, and talk about how greedy everybody else is, comparing themselves to a 350 employee company that literally sits back on a super yacht and gets paid billions of dollars and collects 30% revenue from a bunch of games and has no expectations for game lineup, for shareholders or anything. They've been sitting back and collecting and being propped up as if they are the same, or as if they have the same expectations. And if they have they've been doing that. And now, like I said, not at this point, they're on the same playing field and they got
Not
bopped.
just Banana Guy Alex. You also challenged Gara for a debate and then he made excuses LMAO. And side note, my friend OK Discord shared me AVS made one video calling you out being a Nintendo fanboy again, which I don't even lol.
Listen, I don't care about sloppy, low subscriber count, automated AI, like legitimately slow 6th grade reading comprehension level YouTubers, Play-Doh YouTubers making videos on me being a fanboy. I don't care. He knows that I don't care. He watches my content. He's a closeted weirdo. So I don't care about him. So it does not matter. We already dealt with that fraud last year. He's an idiot. He legitimately is an idiot that thinks and comprehends at a 7th grade level. Like, he can clip that, make another video. If he's watching, you got whoever's sending it to him, watch this video. Like I said, take an IQ test. Slop tuber. Take an IQ test. I guarantee you your IQ is below average. I guarantee you your reading comprehension is at the level of a 6th or 7th grader. You're an idiot. And you always will be one. Okay? He's an idiot and he always will be one. When I asked him, what does the definition, he said that I brainwash my fans because I'm a fanboy and all that. I said, what's the definition of brainwashing? He did not know. He uses words that he does not know the definition to. He is an idiot. And I don't know why you guys, there's no need to bring him up. He is closeted and he's weird. Once again, if he's into that, that's fine. But all he does is talk about men all day online. He barely even talks about video games anymore. So I'm not really worried about that guy, okay? Not really worried about that. Thank you for the $3 dono, though. I appreciate it. I'm not making any response videos to his video or anything like that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not making any response videos. I'm not watching any of his videos. I'm not thinking about what he has to say. He's irrelevant. Nobody cares. Me and Prime, we debated him last year. He got absolutely curb stomped to the point where he was damage controlling for himself in his own comments video. So I will recommend you guys go check out the debate that we had. I will say that. I will say that. Go watch the debate that we had, me, him, and Prime, okay? This angry vigilante guy. Go watch the debate on his own channel and look at the comment section. I don't have to respond to any video he makes on me calling me a fanboy. What does that matter? I debated him and he couldn't even prove it then and there. When I asked him, well, what's the problem? When there was a problem with Nintendo, we both agreed. When there was other things, when I said, can you, what is your opinion on this? He had no answers to anything. He's a freaking moron. He's an idiot. Obviously, high school, not even high school, junior high is where he peaked. That's where he peaked, junior high. I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that's literally the peak of his intellect, is junior high. So I'm done. I don't care. He can make a million videos. I don't care. I'm going to say the same thing that I'm saying right now. He's a moron. All right, let's see here. Kinesis with the $2 dono. It says Valve exposed the second it got too hot out there, for real. Yeah. No, I'm not even mad at him or anything like that. If I was him, I'd probably do the same thing. Honestly, if I was him, when you're dumb, when you're not very smart, you can't actually play games and talk at an intellectual level. All you can do is attack other people that are more successful than you. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is attack people that are more successful. So let him keep doing that. Like, that's literally the peak of his existence, is thinking about me and thinking about other fans. So let him keep doing it. That's what stupid people do. So I don't have a problem with that. Let him do it. We debated last year. I bopped him in the debate. There's no need to talk about it anymore. We're not talking about anybody with RT's burrito. We're not talking about anybody. So there's no reason to debate anything anymore. We're done. I'm done talking about him. Exactly. I'm not responding to any video. I'm not doing it. I'm not responding to any video that he has to make. There's no point in doing that. So we don't even got to mention it. All right. Let's see here. Have you bought the new James Bond game? I haven't bought the new James Bond game yet. No, not yet. I might get it like this holiday or something like that. I'm not gonna get it now. But yeah, Valve has jacked up the price by a lot of money. So for those who don't know, RTU Burrito Brothers Burrito, Valve has jacked up the price from $789 to $949. That's what the prices have been jacked up to. The 512 gigabyte, the what's it called? The 1 terabyte. I mean, once again, this is not worth it at all at this point. In terms of the Gara guy, hey, listen, I know Rage of Gara. He's a big Steam Deck guy. Me and him talked. I'll give some shout outs to the Gara dude, because me and him talked. We talked via DM. We were gonna set up a debate. He said he wanted to debate me. We agreed to a debate, but Gara wisely backed out of the debate. And we said, hey, look, no harm, no foul. We spoke about it. We said, hey man, I'm cool with you. I have no problem. I have no problem with the Gara dude. I like Gara. I would feel really bad if I brought somebody on here named Gara, then actually legitimately buried him in his own sand. Like, I would feel bad about that. So I was hoping, like, in the back of my mind, I was hoping that he wouldn't come on because I'd have to make him look really bad. But we spoke behind the scenes. We talked about it. We're cool. Yeah, we did have that thing on Twitter, but we're cool, man. There's no problem whatsoever. He said he doesn't want to do it, and that was the right choice. Honestly, that was the right choice because there's no defending this. You're not going to get out of this one. And you're not going to catch me being a hypocrite because I criticize Nintendo on every single price increase. I criticize Nintendo on Mario Kart. You're not going to get me on these type of things. So that's why people don't want to debate me. They're like, oh, wait a minute. They check my history. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. He doesn't just blindly defend Nintendo on every single topic. Uh-oh. Hold up. I can't get him. I think I'll back out from this one. So they don't want to. That's the smart move. It's the smart move to do. So shout outs to Gara for realizing that's a smart move to do. And shout outs to him for being a stand-up guy. He was cool to me in the comment or in the DMs. He was cool to me. So I have no issue. I have no issue with the Gara dude. But I'll tell you right now, I lined up a bunch of... If we did go to a debate, I had about 6 tweets that he was about to get cooked. So I think he made a smart choice. He's not a stupid guy, by the way. His profession, he's actually smart. That Gara dude, that Rage of Gara guy, he's not dumb. So I gotta give him props. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's smart. I'll give him props. He definitely is a smart guy. I don't think he's dumb. I just think he likes Steam Deck a lot. He likes Valve and PC a lot. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. And once again, I have no issue with him not liking Nintendo. I don't care if someone likes Nintendo or doesn't like them or not. That's irrelevant to me. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I have no issue with that. And I've seen some of his, I've seen him post some of his videos. I have no issue with his videos either. Like, it's fine, you know? It's fine. So either way, it's all good. Either way, it's all good. Let's see here. I don't know if I would call wisely. Feels like he was making typical excuses. No, that was wise, Minato. It was wise because he was going to get cooked. It was... Oh my gosh. Can you check the Streamlabs dono? My bank said I used the wrong CVV. Did you get my donation? I did get your donation, Jeffrey. Thank you for the 20. It went through. It says that it went through on my end here. So I think it did go through. On there. So no, it was wise on his end. It was wise. Deport with the $5 dono. Let's see, bro. Did you see Wemby showed up in a robe for Western Conference game today? They calling him Thobe Bryant for this. No, I didn't see that. No, I've been busy. You know, getting today's stuff ready to go. Let's see, you should have kept the Steam Deck to make money. I didn't know Valve was gonna jack up the price by $300, guys. I didn't know that. Did anybody call Valve? I mean, maybe I thought $50. Maybe I didn't know they were gonna jack up the price by freaking $300. Like, nobody actually knew that was gonna be the case. Like, let's be real here. Did anybody think Valve would do that? They're pro-consumer. They're the greatest thing ever. Gaben is God himself, bro. Like, nobody thought that Valve would do that. So that's the reason why I did that. Let's see here. Being cool with you in the DMs is classy. In spite of things, good on him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think he felt that with my post, I think he felt that I was calling him out. So I think he was trying to, I don't know, he said I'm not built for this. I'm not built for, you know, going back. Dude, I'm not built. I am built for anything. What I'm not going to do, though, is that on my regular videos, I'm not going to give anybody clout. In my live stream, sure, we can talk about it, we can react, we can do whatever, but I'm not giving anybody else clout in a dedicated video. You got me messed up. No, I'm not going to do that. Hell no. I ain't giving nobody else any type of clout in a dedicated video. No. Will we call people out here that have something to say about me here? Absolutely. Absolutely. But in dedicated videos, no, because dedicated videos get way more views and way more eyes. So I'm not giving anybody clout in one of my dedicated videos, and that's not my style. I like to talk about Nintendo and RPG stuff. Like, I don't make dedicated videos dedicated to men, you know, like dedicated to men, you know, looking up at them and saying, oh my God, I hate you. I don't make dedicated videos to men. That's, like I said, that's not my thing. I don't make dedicated videos to other content creators or men in that type of way that aren't like having to do with video games. You know what I'm saying? Like having to do with actual, like they make the video games or they distribute the video games, not people, just regular people. Nah, I'm not gonna be sitting there sifting through all your content and looking through to make pennies on YouTube. I'm not gonna do all that. Now, if I have a separate channel where there's like commentary, yeah, I'll do it on there because that's different. That's a whole different ball game. But on my gaming channel here, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like I said, we can come here, we can just chop it up and talk about whatever. But on my videos, I'm not giving nobody else clout. Let them talk about me. I'm the one getting a bunch of new subs. So they can talk about me if they want. They can call me names. That's fine by me. Boxing match with the two. Listen, guys, I've already said I'll do the boxing match. If any one of these guys that have a problem, hit me up. My email's on there. My email's there. I'm available for the boxing match. I'm available. But watch out. You might end up like Ray J. I'll just say. You might end up like Ray J. You know what I'm saying? You might end up like Ray J. So I mean, like, that's the thing, man. You might end up like that. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, bro. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, man. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. I mean, listen, I'll do the boxing match. Y'all put up the I need a couple grand though for the boxing match. But I mean, if any of them want to, once again, if any of these people that are talking, and shout out to Jazzy, let me read off his dono first. Jazzy with the 10 says, now people want to have nuanced conversations. LMAO, chickens coming home to roost. Exactly. Now they want to have nuanced, thank you, Jazzy, with the combo breaks. Now they want to have nuanced conversations about RAM, and about the economy, and about AI, and about all those things. Before it was pure greed. Ooh, that's why when you do right by the consumer, you keep winning. You know, now you want to have nuanced conversations. Fudge out of here, man. Freaking fraud. Anyway, it might end up like this right here, bruh. It might end up like this right here. So, so you didn't have to delete that dude's fire types comment. This, like I said, we can do a boxing match. Like I said, we can do a boxing match, boys and girls. We can do a boxing match, but it might end up a little bit like this. And this, even though I'm dark skinned, I'm not the dark skinned guy. I'm the light skinned guy. This is me. Okay, so this is me versus the other person in this YouTube space. This is me. This is what's gonna happen, bro. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like this. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, bro. That's what's gonna happen. It ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. It's not gonna look good. We can go for a little. It's gonna look a little something like this. Let me show y'all from this angle. I'm gonna catch you with the right hook. Huh? Oh my! Look, had him like this. Had him like this. old, but I still got hands. So if they want it, hey, like I said, sign up. I'm gonna need $5,000 though. I'm gonna need at least $5,000. Down payment $250. $250 down payment, $5,000 total, $10K match total. Let's do it. Steam Deck. It's gonna end up like that though, fam. Let's see here. Yoshi with the 2 says Yossi says DK rap music. All right, let's go. Shout outs to the Donkey Kong coming to the N64. All the idiots that the industry exposed themselves over the past year. Yep. Nah, they spam the same comments glazing Gabe. Yeah, they have been, but that's okay. We all know the truth. You know, we all know the truth with that, bruh. PCU's winning. Gamers Next is basically releasing nothing but we're Doom videos all year. Oh man. Steam Deck bros are really annoying. I use mine for emulation. Hey, shout outs, man. Use yours. Like I said, I don't got any problem with Steam Deck. I've got no problem with Steam Deck and it existing. It's a flop device. Valve has failed again. It's a failure. But I've got no problem with it existing. But it's a flop. Let's call a spade a spade. The Wii U was a flop, and rightfully so. The PS Vita was a flop, and rightfully so. The Steam Deck is a flop. It's okay. Sometimes not everything is meant to sell a lot of hardware. You know? It's a flop, bruh. Let's see. Deported says, Ray J looks tired. Nap time? Yeah, nighty-night. Night-night. That's like... My man got knocked out by Disco Kid. That looked... Super was looking like Look a little bit like Disco Kid right there, bro. Some punch out. Call Ray J Little Black. My man was looking like he was fighting against Disco Kid on that one, bro. I'm gonna shake your hand.
Does this mean we will finally stop seeing those shotgun meme with Steam standing to the side?
Oh no, there was the shotgun meme, but essentially they had everybody else to one side and just Valve by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what was that's what happened there. So we're gonna start seeing the reverse of it. But now we're seeing the Gaben defender, like the
valuable
leave
items.
the $1 billion company alone. Like we're seeing people do new versions of that. So that's been pretty funny to see. It doesn't feel so good now that people throwing that on you when you want to have a nuanced conversation about sales and everyone just dismissed it as being a fanboy. Now the same people are trying to say we throwing up them pictures. People throwing up them leave the $1 billion company alone. Like, yeah, how does it feel? When it was time for nuanced conversation, they didn't want any part of it. They just sit there and glaze Gaben for forever. Now how does it feel? Now you want a nuanced conversation? And you can lick my toes, please. Shout outs to Mew2215 with the gifted membership. I appreciate. Once again, I understand why Valve did what they did. Like, I get it from a business perspective, and I've been saying that it could happen, but I'm not giving anybody the satisfaction of a nuanced conversation when I've been being called names consistently for a decade or for whatever. No, I'm not giving these guys any nuanced conversation. Not anymore. Not that until they apologize. I need them to apologize. 100%. Steam Deck clears Switch 2 and it's $80 games. There's $80 games on Steam as well. What you mean? Do you think Steam Machine will go up in price before it's released? Do I think Steam Machine will go up in price before it's released? There's no price for the Steam Machine yet, so how can it go up in price? There's no actual price for it. So yeah. Let's see. Ain't no fun with a rabbit. It got the gun. Seriously. When Steam Deck increase price, they are good guys, but when Nintendo do it, they're scapegoated. Switch 2 greater than Trash Deck. 2 version Rayman will get revealed next week. Coming to Switch 2 version. Yeah, there's gonna be a Rayman game coming. Rayman Legends Retold. Ironic that they love to spam Nintendo fanboy versions of Leave the Billion Talk. Well, now it's the other way around. You're seeing like a guy with like a what's it called? With like a yellow like Steam Deck or whatever, or like an orange box shirt or whatever. So it's a little bit different. It's being reversed now. Nick93 with the 2 says people who got the PS5 Pro in 24 and 25 are the real winners. Oh, now we got $1,000 Steam Deck. Yeah, I'm one of the winners with that. I got a $700 PS5 Pro, although that's a little bit deceptive because if you want to play your physical games, you need a disc drive. That's $80. So it's really more like $800 something, almost $900, which is still actually too expensive, to be honest. But yeah, if you did buy a PS5 Pro, you're looking pretty, I mean, considering how powerful it is, you're looking pretty good, especially compared to a Steam Deck. Although Steam Deck, you know, it is portable, so there is that aspect to it. But there's no realm that Steam Deck is worth $789 to $950. Like, there's no realm. I mean, it's not worth $550 in my opinion. But the fact now that it's like literally like 40% higher than what it was beforehand, and pretty much it's more than double. It's literally 100%. It's more than double what it was from the first launch, like the $400 model, the $399 model. It is now $900 something. So it is doubled plus in price since the launch just a few years ago in 2022, if I'm not correct, right? 2022 for the launch. So in 4 years, it's doubled in price, and they've got rid of the cheaper model. Consumer friendly, pro-consumer. They're the best for no matter what. So there you go. Let's see. Remember, unlike Sony and Microsoft, Valve, it can just cancel Steam Machine anytime. The Steam Machine already is canceled. This is the funeral for the Steam Machine. Steam Machine. No, sorry. It actually might be the funeral for the Steam Machine, but this is the funeral for the Steam Deck. This is the funeral for it. There's better sales on Steam than the eShop, though. Is there? Is there? What are the sales on the eShop right now compared to the Steam Deck? Go, Slug. Give me them. Chop, chop. What are the sales right now? Right now, what are the discounts on the eShop compared to Steam right now? Let's see. Remember, unlike Sony and Microsoft. Okay, I already read that. I'm so glad Valve got exposed. I'm sick of these hypocrites throwing rocks at Nintendo and Valve being one of the greedy. I don't hear these clowns just try to justify this. Listen, man, I was just saying the same thing that I've said the whole time when it comes to Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. There are no everybody's your friend. They're all going to increase prices. They're all going to do anti-consumer things. You can pick and choose what you want to support. That's what I've always said from the very beginning. You know? That's what I've always said. Fans of Valve should not be been surprised of Steam Deck going up in price. What should be surprised is how much, and how there was no warning whatsoever. They didn't even give us a warning. So let's see here. So imagine attacking Nintendo for a small sum of $50 increase. Switch to listen, Anonymous Zero. I'm not gonna sit here and defend Nintendo on that either. I understand why they increased the price, but I never like to see prices increase. I did say if they do increase the price, I'd like to see them throw a bone out to consumers. Hey, get us an extra game or do something like that. And they did that. So I'll give them some props, but I don't like to see price increases. They're not good. But obviously the Switch 2 probably isn't selling at any type of significant, profit or anything. It might even be either breaking even or sold at a loss. And Nintendo said it doesn't cover all the costs. So they have been a bit transparent about that. The price increase doesn't even cover the cost of the system. So whether you believe them or not, they can't lie to investors though. So it is what it is on that one. All it takes is one person to dig up the component costs and things, and they can completely, see Nintendo under like liability for lying, illegal, because you can't lie to investors. So if that is a lie, then obviously somebody could call that out. Jimmy Mac 88 with the $5 dono and says Steam has some pretty great sales, but when I compare them to other storefronts like the eShop, Xbox, etc., Steam sales aren't that much better. That's why I said, what are the right now? What are the big sales that are on Steam? Can you get 007, the new 007 game for like $5 right now on Steam? That's how some of you guys talk about it. Can you get how much is Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk's pretty old, right? So it should be cheap and on sale on Steam, right? Okay, so let's look up Cyberpunk. That's a game that everybody likes, right? That's the greatest game of all. That's the greatest game of all time, right? Steam. Let's look up Cyberpunk. It should be on sale for cheap on Steam. Steam has everything on sale. Everything's $2 and below, right? Okay, so we'll look it up. We'll look it up. Let's see here. My comment didn't show up. Monado Morrow, thank you for the dollar dono. But yeah, no comment showed up. It just was $1 there. So I appreciate the dollar dono, man. Thank you. Thank you for the. What did your comment say? Shout outs though, guys. Thank you for the dollar. So I'm looking it up. So I'm looking up Cyberpunk on Steam, and right now Cyberpunk is $60. If you want to buy the Ultimate Edition, you get 8% off. It's $82.78. So we had that guy in here. What's his face? What was his name? His name was Firetype. Was saying that screw Nintendo and their $80 games. I see an $80 game right here. This is $82.78 for Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. It's $82.78 for the game on Steam. So, what happened there, guys? What happened? Cyberpunk is 60. No, if you want the Ultimate Edition, it's $82. But yes, it's $60 for the regular standard one. But if you want the Ultimate Edition, it's $82. Yo, shout outs to Roger. Thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. Already saving it up to get a Switch 2 despite it being $100 extra. I played the COD game on the Wii years ago. If I were you, I'd buy it before the price increase. Buy it before the price, because like the price increase is coming up on September. So buy it before then you get a free game, or you get an extra game in. It's not free, but you get an extra game in there too. So if I were you, I would buy it before the price increase. So I'm looking at Cyberpunk for the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's take a look. And it's $70 for the Ultimate Edition. So it's actually cheaper for the Ultimate Edition on the Switch 2 than it is on Steam right now. It's $70 for it. So I'm not saying Steam doesn't have great sales. I'm not saying Steam doesn't have better deals all the time. All I'm saying is that everything just isn't default cheaper on Steam, no matter what. That's how some of you guys operate, and that's just not the case. Everything just isn't default cheaper. Nobody else does any sales or deals. All the storefronts do sales and deals. All of them do. Steam has some good ones, but Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they all have good sales and deals as well, okay? They all do good stuff. See, maybe really nice to play portable, especially the campaign. Okay, you guys about Call of Duty. I got Romancing Saga 2 for $25. Switch 2 edition, can't beat that. Yeah. They have some sales and deals on that too. I saw it on sales and deals for like lots of stuff. Even like right now, there's like a big sale going on right now on the eShop. There's always sales for all these companies. They all have, good sales and deals at times. So, I mean, I think really people just address Nintendo's own personal games when it comes down to that. But yeah, like right now there's like a big indie sale going on. You can get deals on Hollow Knight. There's deals on Dead Zone Rogue. There's deals on like Cuphead. There's a bunch of deals like on all sorts of stuff. So there's indie deals. There's all sorts of stuff all the time. So, so it is what it is. OJ, you missed your Streamlabs donation? Okay, yeah, let me get that real quick. Monado with the $1 and says, I don't know why my comment didn't show up last dono, but it's also funny. I see almost every weirdo that calls out Valve, yet they still try to argue argue this doesn't make Switch 2 worth the price. Yeah, that's the salt right there. I have seen that too, Monado, where it's like, yeah, well, this is bad, but that doesn't make Switch 2 worth the price. And it's like, no, it actually does make the Switch 2 worth it. This is a pure copium by a lot of these people because they're hypocrites. Because they've been sitting there pounding the table, telling you how bad and overpriced and how terrible Nintendo is. And now that their Messiah, once again, their fake prophet, their God Messiah, has been proven to be human. He is not supernatural. He is not the all ever loving, no matter what. You just get everything for cheap prices, cheap everything. Now that whole facade has crumbled with the Steam Deck pricing going up by $300 with no warning whatsoever after being sold out for months now at this point where they just aren't producing them or aren't shipping them for the cheaper price, and overnight literally moved away like the Baltimore Ravens or like the Baltimore Colts did. Remember when the Colts just they just sneaked out of the city at night? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all know what happened? I think it was the Colts, or was it the Ravens moving to the Colts or the Browns move? I forgot what it was, but there was some NFL team. They just snuck out overnight. They didn't want to see all the trucks leaving, so they just snuck out. Gaben just lifted his head out of his luxury yacht with his gold bed, with his iced out, and he just lifted up, was like, hit a button and went right back down underneath. Out here playing Steel Diver. This man thought he was the Blue Marine. This man was playing Star Fox early out there, aquatic price changing. This man popped out of there, raised the price, and went right back down. No Half-Life 3. At least not right now. Maybe it's coming later. Let's see here. Gambit Zero with the $20 dono, and says, a little late, but definitely want to see you leave a Looney Tune lump on Dome like Ray J. Ed. Appreciate you always. Hey man, I'm down. Like I said, my emails are open, bro. My email is open. It is open for those who want to try. Let me know. But like I said, I need $5,000 minimum. $5,000 minimum, and I'm gonna need at least $250 down payment. And we got to talk about the rest later, because we need more than $5,000. So I'm gonna need about maybe total of about 20. But the fight needs to be worth something, so I can get a trainer and I can do all that stuff. So let me know. For those YouTubers that have a problem with me, if you don't, I mean, I ain't gonna watch your shitty videos. So if you really have that much of a problem with me, like I said, let's get something interesting. Let's get a fight together, and you can beat it out of me if you want. Let's see here. Hey, with the $2 dono says, those Steam Deck versus Switch 2 YouTube short, aging like milk, yeah, aging like hot milk on a summer day on the deck of a Gaben yacht, on the deck of a Gaben yacht around Guadalajara. Like, it is hot, bruh. It is not good right now. It is not good. Shoutouts, man. Thank you, Hey, with another $2 dono. With all this P6 news, we're close to announcement. Yeah, P6, it got its characters leaked. But OJ, Steam Deck is still better than Switch 2. Yeah, it's better when you can't even buy one. How good is it when you can't even buy one? Yeah, the Mayflower move. Yeah, it was the Colts moving Indy to Baltimore. Yeah, the Colts moving from Indy to Baltimore. They moved out. This man snuck out a $300 price increase overnight with no warning. Consumer friendly. Yup, the most consumer friendly. You think that you could even get a heads up, like, hey, we're increasing the price. Even get maybe a day or two. Hey, we're increasing the price. Here's the reason why. Nah, you ain't even afforded that. You're not even afforded that. What a joke. What's up, I just saw the news about Valve this morning, and the moment I saw that, I immediately went to the Banana Guy and Fraternity Videos comment section, and they are all getting called out and grilled. I mean, yeah, like, listen, it makes sense, man. For the longest time, a lot of these guys have been sitting there going hard at other people, calling other people names and bootlickers and fanboys for simply not believing whatever made up lies that they believe that they make. And both of those people have also pushed lies about the Switch 2 for a while now. I don't know why Beastie Boys Intergalactic is playing. I got a video game playlist, but this song is lit, so I'm just gonna leave it, and I'll unscrub it later once my stream finishes playing. So it's all good though. This song is awesome, so I'll listen to it. But anyway, like I said, those guys were going after many people, and the funny thing is that we all knew this day was coming. I knew it was coming. We all knew this day was coming because Valve once again stepped into the big boy arena, and the big boy arena is making actual hardware with high quality parts, and you have to deal with everything that everybody else has to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with everything that everybody else has to deal with. Okay? So I don't feel like the Beastie Boys right now. We rhyming, bro. I'm hitting the. Let's see. This is me right here, bro. This is me right here. I feel like this guy right here, bro. I feel like this guy. Oh yeah, baby. I'm feeling like hitting the robot right now. Let's go. Get you all into exile.
Jazz and A-Wall, that's our team. Step into the party, disrupt the whole scene. When it comes to beats, well, I'm on theme. I like my coffee with sugar and cream. Keep it going full steam. Sweet to be
Screw these Steam Deck weirdos, bro. I don't give a damn. I'm glad they're getting grilled. F them. We playing Beastie Boys on today, boy. Woo! What? Spring, tell us of the rhymes and the rhyme routine. Another dimension, new galaxy, intergalactic planetary. Oh, let's go, baby. Oh, this song's lit. It's a good song to play today. Big price increase, OJ, my happiest days in years. I'm not laughing at the price increase, fam. I'm laughing at the people who called names and who said all sorts of type of stuff. Like when we tried to say, okay, we tried to have a nuanced discussion about pricing and about other things, and they just sat back and said, no, it's all greed, it's all this, you're a bootlicker, you're a fanboy, how dare you? Nah, I'm making fun of that. I'm sorry for people who, you know, the price increase, it's whatever, but I'm not hating on Valve per se. I'm talking about the people who sat there and hated on us and hated on me and did all that and talked all sorts of crazy nonsense and lied and lied about stuff. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who lied about Nintendo, who lied about Sony, who lied about the situation to push false and fake narratives. I'm dancing and laughing on them, on their graves today. I'm not dancing on the consumer. The consumer getting a price increase, you know, that's not good. But seriously, like, screw them. Like, look, I don't care. They don't care about me. I don't care about them. Plain and simple. I didn't start this whole Steam Deck thing. It wasn't me. You can't blame me for reacting. You can't blame me for reacting to the situation. You cannot blame me. Because who started all this? IGN? Other content creators? Digital Foundry? Who started all this? Who started it? I didn't start it. When the Steam Deck came out, I tried to get one. No joke, I tried to get one and the website broke. I wasn't out there hating on Steam Deck from day one. I wasn't out there making lies about Steam Deck. I wasn't out there making propaganda videos about Steam Deck. I wasn't out there doing that. Who was doing that? Who was making all the lies about Switch 2, clickbaiting false articles? That was them. Who was ducking debates and conversations about the Switch 2? That was them. That was not me. So no, I'm taking
items.
I'm taking no responsibility for me dancing on the grave of what's going on. Zero. Because when I tried to have a nuanced conversation, it fell on deaf ears. I just get called names, and they're gonna keep calling me names, and I don't care. I don't need them to survive. I'm good. I'll talk about Nintendo and RPGs till I croak. And I've got other businesses that I've got lined up, ready to go once I get things. You know, I already got another business that I do, but I got another business that I'm going to be doing once I get my editor lined up. Once I find out, like in a couple years, once my boy gets a little bit older, I already got another business that I'm doing. I don't need drama or these people. My boy Bobby, he knows he's in the chair. He comes to the crib. I'm good. Bobby, I don't know if Bobby's still here, but he's on Twitch. Bobby, am I okay? He's my homie. I've known him since we were 3. He's on Twitch right now. He's on Twitch. He knows me personally. So, yeah, well, listen, I did lose my phone. My phone broke, and then I had to so I lost all my numbers. But he's my homie. He knows me personally. We've known each other since we were 3. He knows who I am. He knows what I'm about. He knows that I'm not a fraud. So, You know what I'm saying? I know he's joking. He's on the Twitch chat. But like, I don't need to do drama to do all this. I'm good. You know? I'm good. Let's see here. Should have waited to sell yours. You would have made a killing. I mean, I probably would have made like what? It would have been cheaper. It was a Steam Deck 500 and something model, so I would have made about another $100. I mean, it probably would have went for like 600, 500, something. So I mean, I would have made a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need that extra 100, you know? Some Nintendo fans think that they need Nintendo to survive. Some do. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to say that, like, trying to discredit what you want to play to be good. What I'm saying is that I don't need to create drama or fake whatever to be able to eat off of YouTube. I can sit here and talk about Persona and talk about Dragon Quest and talk about RPGs for forever. I got other stuff too, you know? So it's all, like I said, it's all good for me. The reason why I'm doing this is because, once again, this has been a build-up. This has been a build-up since I sold my Steam Deck. This has been a build-up since I sold my Steam Deck of people talking all sorts of smack to me, saying all sorts of stuff to me, you know, whatever the case is, right? So nah, we out here and we gonna do it. Shout out to Pamon with the five gifted memberships. Yo, let's go. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to Pamon.
Hello, OJ.
What
Let's
up?
be real, people. What business will continue to eat the cost of tariffs? It's not sustainable. A high percentage of business will pass the cost to consumers. People stop thinking about how you feel and be more business-minded and aware.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You got to be. That's the thing. Like they weren't ever going to eat the cost like that. They never were. That's why they never actually lowered the price of the device. And thank you, yo, Pamon. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. I'm sorry about that. I didn't get the 5 time. Booker T champion. Let's go. Yo, thank you for that. And also Ben's 310. Thank you for the big 20. Yo, we are out here, man. 143 on the board. We are combo breaking. Nintendo started it all with the $50 price increase kappa. Wait a minute. What about the pricing? Wait a minute. What about the price increases for the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5 before the Switch 2 even came out? Rip Steam Deck. It was fun while it lasted. I'll say this. I'll say San Francisco rose me the wrong way. Wrong. I beat my Cincinnati Bengals twice. Sorry to hear about that, Barry. Wait a minute. Oh, you mean in the Super Bowl back in the day? Okay. PC industry having recession, spending is down. Plants went hard into the consoles, but not consumer friendly. Yep. Shout outs to Jeffrey Tucker and shout outs to Ben's 310. You guys are the new Hokages. Jeff T and also Ben's 310. Thank you guys so much for your support, like always, man. Thank you for your support. Let's go. Jeff T. Benz. And yo, we got a JoJo coming in from Juice Man Vaughn.
Steam fanboys in disarray because they have to pay more money to steal Nintendo games and kick out more dough for the Gabe Mega Yacht Maintenance Fund, loudly crying.
Oh yeah, I mean seriously, man. And the funniest thing about it is that since the Switch 2 came out, like the Switch 2 is by far a much better device to play Switch 1 games than it is like Steam Deck. Like Steam Deck has all sorts of glitches and bugs with Switch 1 games. It is not the best place to play Switch 1 games by any stretch of the imagination, but they'll gaslight you into thinking that it is. But now with the boost mode, Switch 2 by far is the way better emulation of Switch 1 games. I mean, yeah, that's true. With Steam Deck, you have to, you know, you can just steal them or you can just emulate, you know, so you don't have to necessarily pay for it if you can find out how to do it. But with the Switch 2, once again, if you're talking about actually being able to do the emulation and play the games in the best state possible, Switch 2 with the boost mode is by far the better way. But yeah, Juice Man, that's essentially it. They're upset that they have to pay more to potentially, you know, steal the games or whatever. But you know, I think that what really set them off was the fact that the Switch 2 isn't hacked yet. That was the whole that was the whole argument against the Switch 1, right? The whole argument against Switch 1 was, well, you can just steal the games on Steam Deck, or you can just download them at other places, so there's no point in having Switch 1. So the fact that they can't do that this time around, I think it's definitely pissing some of them off. Not everybody. Some people actually emulate because they can't afford it, or they emulate because, you know, they want to play on their PC. I'm not talking about those people. Or the people that have no problem, like they're not out there just to troll, they just emulate in their piece and don't say anything online. I'm talking about the people that are brash about it, that don't care, but have something to say, and content creators, like those people, you know? Thank you, Jason Wade, with the tune-in tier pledge. Welcome back. Yo, shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let go. Thank you for the support, man. Like always. See, now the argument is to buy a mid-range laptop to emulate every game still Switch. Buy a laptop to do it now. Yo, Jason Wade, thank you for the 9 months as well. Late, but although Onoaz and Protega got grilled on Twitter, but of course you still have a handful of diehards fans defending that. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. People are going to defend. I mean, listen, man, people defend Chud the Builder. So it's like, you guys need to realize, Manado, is that people will defend the worst people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people defend and support quite possibly the worst people. And those two guys are nowhere near as bad as some of the people that get crazy amounts of support. We're talking about video games here. So those two people are chump change, are nothing when it comes to the problems. We're talking about video games. This is all fun and games. It's not that serious. At the end of the day, we're all just having a little bit of fun, right? I'm having a little bit of fun. That's why I don't respond video-wise to anybody. Or I don't watch other, because I don't care. When I cut off this stream, I go hang out with my family. I enjoy it. I'll troll every now and then on Twitter when I'm editing, and I edit a lot, so I'll troll a bit. But outside of that, I'm not sitting here getting all upset or bent out of shape about video games. But people support the worst people out there, you know? And that's what my second career, or my other career, is gonna be. Talking about the worst people out there. And like I said, on a whole separate channel, whole separate thing. And I won't even tell you guys the name of the channel. So if you guys organically find me, you'll find me. But if you don't, you won't. But it'll be I'm setting that up for later. Yeah, man, like, so I don't have any problem with people. If people still want to support the people, that's fine. It's just video games. It's no big deal. Once again, they're not out there being the actual real worst people. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised that people will support hypocrisy and liars, because people support way worse people than anybody that simply makes money off of video games, that talks about video games for a living. Trust me, we're small fries and nothing compared to the actual real bad people out there, you know? Ashoka Tata with the $10 dono and says, the only Switch games I only emulate are the games I can't play on Switch, like Yokai Watch 4 and Seal No Surge, AR No Surge. I don't even know what that is. Those two games come out on Switch. I would buy them, yeah. Like I said, I have no problem. I don't care if you do, like, you know, emulate. That's not my problem. That's Nintendo's fault. That's Nintendo and Nvidia's fault for messing up on the Switch 1, you know? And I said, what did I say with the Switch 2? I said that Nintendo needs to make sure that they have a way better security, because having games leaked 2 weeks early, having all these people jacking everything and turning it into a negative point, like, you can't have that with your new system. And they fixed it for the most part, so. They fixed it for the most part. There's an update on Tides of Annihilation. They are working with Epic and Nvidia to help optimize the game. Cool. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm so mad that I can't steal a Ferrari. That's funny. LJ, you can go back to one gaming gen or week to relive it. Mass Effect, that was awesome. Or maybe like Mario Bros. 3 or something. What's up, Bad Set? Welcome, brother. How you doing today? What is good? Okay, this playlist has all sorts of copyrighted music in here. Let me just go to this playlist. Maybe this one will pull up actual video game music. Thank you, Ashoka Tano, for the $10 dono. 164 on the board. We are going. Let's go. Let's see here. Switch 2 will most likely have a second price increase to 100 total. I mean, it definitely could. And if Nintendo does have another price increase, I'm going to say that that's not good, and they dropped the ball on that one too. So I'm also going to call that out like I called out the $50 price increase. So I will do the same thing. Once again, there's a reason why nobody actually wants to come to debate Shadow of Nexus. It's not because what's it called? The reason why, I'll just like flat out, the reason why is because they know good and well that I'm not going to sit here and actually bootlick. What they can do is they can just call me bootlicker from the sidelines. But when it comes to actually talking to me man to man, or more like man to boy, because a lot of these people are just, you know, mentally boys, not men. They think mentally as like a boy, 7th, 8th grade, type intellect. But when it comes to talking man to man, they know good and well I'm gonna cross my T's and dot my I's. So I'm not gonna bootlick a price increase. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said before, is that there's problems when it comes to the inflation, taxes, tariffs, and I don't like it. And I don't like the price increase. Nintendo needs to do better, and I don't like the price increase. So I'm gonna say the same thing that I said with every single other one. I'm not gonna move off my thought process and what I know is factual because a company that I like is doing something. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk about it and the same thing with Microsoft and Sony. Sony had a price increase. What did I say? I said tariffs, I said taxes, I said inflation, and I said Sony just having to cover it. They're just pushing it to the consumer. I said the same thing. It's getting out of control, I said the same thing that I said with everybody, there's a movie called Back Rooms coming out tomorrow. Thanks, Neymar. I appreciate that. No, I didn't know, but thanks for letting me know now. Shoot, I got into a unreal phone call. Business-wise, the operator was being very unprofessional. Had to hold back. Oh man, yeah. Now people are saying to buy an Xbox ROG Ally. Nobody with a brain is saying to buy that. It's just a bunch of frauds online. Nobody's buying it. Listen, let me tell you guys something right now, real quick. Nobody's buying no crusty ass ROG Ally. Nobody's buying no crusty $1,000 Steam Deck. Nobody's buying no crusty Lenovo Legion Go or big old huge fat Game Gear PC. Nobody's buying all that. They're dead. They're done. They're buried. Rest in peace. It's over for these things. It's over. The dream is dead, Gabenites. The dream is dead, PC schizos. Not normal PC fans. Not normal PC people. Not actual real fans, but PC schizos. The dream is dead. There is no handheld PC that's going to... The Switch 2 does not have to deal with the handheld PC problem. There is no handheld PC problem. The market is done. Buried. Cooked. Finished. Put it on a kibosh. It is what it is. You want to call me fanboy? Go ahead. But I said this a bit ago, before the Switch 2 launched, I got called names. Then I was right. And then I've kept being right. And I'm going to be right again. Because I know what the writing on the wall says. And if the writing's already on the wall, these systems are done. Nobody cares about PC schizo stuff. Your people that you watch, your gods and your messiah, Gabe Newell, he is not that. These PC handhelds are not your savior. They are not. You need to go actually pray to, you need to pray to the real savior. You need to go do something else. Because these things are not saving anything. Okay? This market's cooked. Plain and simple. You can sit there and act like it's not. You can sit there and make excuses. You can sit there and say, oh, well, they don't need to show us sales numbers. They don't need to talk about sales. They don't need to give us information. I can just be oblivious and just say it's doing well because I see people on Twitter that like it. No. This is the reality, boys and girls. This is the reality of it. The Switch 2 has pretty much dominated all these systems, factually, by numbers wise. It is what it is. Stop calling people fanboys and names because you don't like what somebody says. That's the problem with a lot of some of these content creators and some of these people. Y'all so butthurt. These people are so butthurt that Nintendo won, that they've put themselves into an AI psychosis, into a PC psychosis, into a Valve psychosis, a Gabe Newell psychosis, a yacht psychosis. You think Valve being rich means that you're rich. You think Valve winning and making money thinks that you like we? Y'all think Gabe cares? No, he's rich. He has all the money. Y'all think he was worried about you guys. He was not. He did what any sensible billionaire in this situation would do. And he jacked that price up because he said, I'm not taking that out of my pocketbook. Nah. I'm not taking a pay cut. Nah. That's not for me. I need my yacht. I need my billions. I need my money. I'll just go ahead and push it to y'all. Y'all, go ahead. We done right by y'all. Y'all okay? Just go ahead and let's just tack it on to the Steam Deck. He did what any sensible billionaire would do. That image just went shattering in your head. That was definitely like a Sephiroth moment right there. Dun 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 dun. Steam Deck just comes out at $1,000. Dun 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 dun. Sephiroth. Bruh. He did what any sensible yacht-toting billionaire would do. I don't blame him. I knew he would do it. He already did it before. He already did it once. He got rid of the $400 version. If this guy, and don't give me the whole used refurb, say that word, Pinky. Do not give me that crusty ass used Steam Deck excuse. Ain't nobody buying no crusty FBI Steam Deck. LCD, scratched up, dookie, nasty hands, Cheeto grabbing, corn watching, Netflix binging, nasty, hell no. Ain't nobody buying that crap. Stop the cap. Buy no crusty refurbished Steam Deck. Because you can buy a refurbished crusty Switch 2 as well if you want. Or you can buy a Switch 2 used, and nobody brought that up. Nobody brought up used Switch 2s for cheaper, or used Switch 1s. Nobody really brought those up. I mean, I said, well, you can buy one used if you really want one. People weren't bringing that up in their videos. So don't talk to me about that. A price increase is a price increase. All right? Me who bought a Steam Deck used? Yeah, and I guarantee you if you knew what they were doing on there, you probably wouldn't have bought it used. Oh no, I ain't buying no Steam Deck used. You already know what people use Steam Deck for. They ain't playing games on it. You know they lying down on their bed, and I didn't even gotta tell you what next is happening. You know that's what they're doing on there, right? You know that's what they're doing. You know it's probably like been on the screen or been on like the handles, right? No, I don't care how much you clean it up. I don't care how much you clean up or what you no. I'll work an extra month and get the extra money that I need to buy the system new. Cause that's nasty. I'll play something else, but no. You know that's what they're doing with their Steam Deck, because they ain't playing games. They ain't playing games like that. You already know. Or a kid has boogers on it, bro. I'm telling you, for real. Valve just invest back into the let's see here. Valve don't even invest back into making games. They really don't. They've been making Deadlock for like how long or whatever. They don't even make a bunch of games. So it's like I said before, man. I'm not trying to say, I'll say this again, although it's probably gonna fall on deaf ears for many people outside that don't like me, but that's okay, I don't care. Valve is a great company. They still do great deals. They still are good. Just this perfect aura or the persona that Valve can do pretty much no wrong has been shattered. It has been absolutely shattered. And that's all I was trying to say. I've been trying to say this for a while now. And now that illusion that they somehow don't play by the same rules despite not having any of the same pressures, not sharing a lot of the same game development pressures, employee pressures, shareholder pressures. They don't have any of that. But people will say, oh, well, they're way better. Look at them. Look at them. Look. Yeah. Once again, folded like paper the minute the going got tough. Folded. So, Like I said, that's what was gonna happen. I thought that it could happen, and it did. Did you regret buying your Steam Deck? Did I regret buying it? No, I didn't regret buying my Steam Deck because I wanted to give it a real opportunity and chance to see if I liked it. I wanted to, and I gave it a real opportunity. Despite what some people might say, I gave it a real opportunity to see if I would like it or not. I gave it a real opportunity, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it, so it's not that I regretted it. No, I didn't regret it. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see if I'd like it. I have Xbox. I have a PS5 Pro. I have an Xbox Series X. I have everything, you know, and I wanted to see if it was something that I would enjoy. Like, everyone said that it's a much better PC handheld than the ROG Ally. Now, I do regret wasting time on the ROG Ally, yes. The original 2023 ROG Ally, I bought that one. That is one of the worst devices, if not the worst device that I've ever used in my life. It is one of the worst. It's the worst handheld that I've ever used. It's worse than the Game Gear. The Game Gear cooks that thing. Even with all its batteries, the Game Gear cooks that thing. That is one of the worst devices that I've ever used, and I do not recommend it whatsoever. It's garbage. I do regret buying that. I do not regret buying the Steam Deck because I did feel that the Steam Deck was good enough to keep it for the time that I kept it, you know? And I felt that it was worth trying it out to see if I'd like it. And I tried it out, and I put time into it, and I just don't like it, you know? So, yeah, there you go. Let's see, what's up, the Great Wall? Rumor says Activision files trademark for Crash Bandicoot motion picture and television programs. It could be a movie. Yeah, I did see that, but, I mean, we'll see what happens. People who thought Gabe wouldn't increase the price of the Steam Decks are crying. They are crying. They are crying. There's a lot of crying going on Twitter. I see a lot of cope going on Twitter at this point, you know? See a lot of cope going on. And it's funny. I think this was like the funniest thing that I saw. It's not all real. This is actually like, you know, not 100%. There's like lies here, but I thought it was funny, so I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna put it up. But somebody put this on Twitter. He said, Steam. He said, consumer friendly my booty. He said, private company that can take a hit. Valve is a private company. They can take a hit on hardware without having to answer to pushy shareholders. 30%. They take 30% on every purchase. They take 30% cut on every transaction for doing virtually nothing. That's not true. That's not 100% true. I did say that they can sit back and take 30%, but I mean, obviously they provide their service, they provide their support, they provide all that. So I'm not gonna go that far, like for real. But it's funny that he put that out there. Don't invest in quality control. They allow low quality games and sometimes malware on their storefront. They expect refunds and consumer reviews to cover them. I mean, I don't know about malware and all that. I haven't heard about that, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's PC schizo, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't heard about that when it comes to this stuff, like, you know, that type of stuff. Barely make exclusives. They make very few exclusive games for their own platform. That is true. Valve barely makes anything at all. I mean, they do have some games, but they really don't make anything. So that is 100% true. Like, Steam Deck would be so much better if Valve like hired a dedicated team, like a small dedicated AA team, to just simply make games built specifically for the specs of the Steam Deck. And like, it was like, hey, check this out. This is a Steam Deck type of thing first and foremost. I mean, they don't really do that. There are some devs that optimize specifically for Steam Deck, but Valve themselves, they don't have any developers that are set and saying, hey, let's make games at a regular clip for the Steam Deck or for their hardware. So that is true to a degree. The open source community does the heavy lifting. They rely on the open source community to develop and maintain Proton Steam. I think that's false. That's not 100% true when it comes to that. But this is what I found funny: the super yacht, the super yacht right there. Then this person actually made like a whole like graphic. It was pretty hilarious how he took the time to actually make, because this is obviously professionally done. Somebody that has graphic design, you know, that knows how to, like, they probably do graphic design for a living. But this is very nicely done. I don't think I can make something like this. Like, at least I don't think I can make it in a timely fashion. I mean, I can make this, but it wouldn't be in a timely fashion because I'd have to be like, okay, let me really, you know, focus. But yeah, I could definitely make this though. Never mind. It's actually kind of basic, but I can make it. But anyway, it's funny. It's not bad. But this one here says open yachts over players, and it shows Gaben's outline. Okay, that's freaking hilarious. I had to put. This was like I just found this, but there's a lot of lies on that though. I think he got community noted as well. So yeah, let me look at the community note. Steam takes an industry standard 30% revenue share, maintains the Proton compatibility layer, and does not push exclusive games to enable multi-platform releases. So yeah, some of this stuff was obviously, some of the stuff was just his opinion, but some of this stuff is like categorically false, you know. But it is true that they do take a 30% revenue like industry standard. You know, they do the Proton compatibility. And the thing about this is they do not publish exclusive games to enable multi-platform releases. I will say this, that is like true for the most part, but Valve does have an exclusive when it comes to like, what was it, the Half-Life Alyx. They didn't port that over to everything, and they don't port all their games over to everything no matter what. So it's not like Valve says, okay, yeah, we're gonna put our games on everything. They also just don't care about some of their games. So for example, like Half-Life 1, 2, are those on Switch 2 or anything like that? I don't know if those are on like all the platforms. So it's not like Valve is going out of their way to port all their stuff to new platforms and things like that. So, but I mean, I see what they're trying to say though. I see what they're trying to say. Like the community note was the right community note, you know. So yeah, Steam Deck is still worth it at this price compared. I'm pretty sure you're a bot, Fire type. You know, I'm almost positive you're a bot. So, I mean, like, I'm not going to take anything that you say seriously because you're definitely a bot at this point. Like, you're not real, or you're just, like, you're definitely, you're, like, a Valve employee because nobody with a brain thinks that the Steam Deck is worth $1,000. You didn't get yours at $1,000. But if you think it's still worth it at that price, okay, that's fine. Can I have $1,000, please? I would like this much money. If it's still worth it at that price, I agree. Now, here's what I would like. I would like you to drop $1,000. Actually, I'll pay for the tax. I would like you to drop $949. So either give me $789 or give me $949. Since you don't pay for games, you steal all your games. You should have plenty of money since you don't actually pay for games. So I need you to give me, which one are you going to ship to my house, Fire type? Are you going to ship me the 512 model? Or are you going to ship me the 1 terabyte model? Since it's still worth the price, I agree. You know what? I agree. It's worth it. Do you mind paying for it for me? Since it's worth it? Now, when it comes to Switch 2, I'm giving away a Switch 2. I think it's worth it. I'm giving it away to people. So I'm already giving one away because I think it's worth it. If the Switch 2 was $1,000 plus, I would not be giving it away because I don't think it's worth it. Even at it, it's not, Switch 2 is not worth $1,000. You know, so I would not be giving it away because I don't think it's worth it. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm giving away a system because I feel that it's worth it. So I need you to give me $789 or $949. So you're gonna go ahead and give me that so I can buy it whenever they do come back and available. You don't have a job. Okay, so you don't have a job, but you're trying to dictate what is worth it for people or not. Think about that for a second. You don't have a job. You steal all your games, but yet you're trying to tell us that it's still worth it. You are a bot. Just please be quiet for the rest of the stream. Unless you got something intelligent to say. But if you have no job and you steal all your games and then you're saying, oh, well, it's still worth it, you shouldn't be talking. You should not be talking. You guys are embarrassing yourself. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Yo, wondering people kept saying Switch 2 has a $200 price hike in September. Where are they getting this from? I don't know. I think it's just frauds. It's just frauds. I paid $1K for a Steam Deck 2 years ago. That's the cost in Africa because of the shipping costs. Okay, well, that's a bit different because obviously the importing costs when it comes to buying something in a different country. I know because when I'm in Nigeria, I see the cost of the games and stuff like that, and it's crazy. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but yeah, that's different. That's different. that one is like importing cost fees. So, nothing that you, but I mean, I guess you got a deal now because it'd be way more expensive now. Almost as embarrassing as the Steam Deck sales numbers. Steam Deck sales numbers are pretty embarrassing. All right, take it easy, Ego Maniac. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Don't have a job. Oh, I'll guarantee the person is in high school, and if not, they got bigger problems to worry about. Yeah, like, he's been complaining all stream about us hating on the Steam Deck. All stream he's been complaining. Listen, man, the Steam Deck is done. It's cooked. It's a cooked platform. Valve has given up. This is, they've waved the white flag. I do not see this system. Let's talk. We've been talking about Steam Deck. I mean, we haven't talked about the other stuff, but we'll talk about Dragon Quest and all that later or in a bit. This is pretty much given up. They know good and well that they're not going to be selling a bunch of people on Steam Deck at $1,000. They know good and well that it's just going to be for like the small niche enthusiasts, like even a smaller niche than they had before. So the system's done, bro. The system's done. The system's done. But I mean, like I said, is this a victory lap? Yes, it is. Was I right? Absolutely. 1000%. Am I upset? Am I upset? No. No. Because unlike a lot of the Gabonites and the Gaben worshippers, I did not see Valve as an untouchable company that would never raise prices or never do anything to hurt the consumer. I never saw Valve as that. So this price increase is not, it's a bit shocking, but I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get it, you know? So like, I 100% get it. Deported with the 5 says, realistically, Valve is a victim of this admin, and just like everyone else, lower income gamers getting priced out of the market. Exactly, but Deported, what did I say when you were talking about that before? What did I say? I said, and I said this multiple times, and I showed it, and we had a bunch of people that were angry because I'm talking about politics and the whole situation with the tariffs. But I said this before. I said nobody is safe from the government. This administration does not like the video game industry. They do nothing to help us. There has not been a single piece of legislation or anything to help the crisis that we are in. There has been nothing. If anything, they've taken the knife and they dug it in. And then a judge grabbed the knife and said, slow down, partner. You can't kill someone. You can't murder people. Literally, we had to be saved from potential further ruin. It was going to, guys, the industry might have completely collapsed if we didn't get some people to help us. Because the tariffs and the taxes and the wars and the oil and the inflation is kicking everyone's butts, especially in tech. The AI data centers, I'm not here to be political. You guys know I'm not trying to blame particularly anyone, but trust me, they're doing us no favors when it comes to gaming. And that's what I want to box it. I don't want to talk about people's politics and all that because that's not something that I want to talk about. That's you guys' business. I want to talk about gaming. When it comes to gaming, there has been nothing to help us. Not a single thing, not a single piece of regulation, nothing. They're just letting everything run wild to the point to where it was deemed unlawful. And Nintendo's like, give us our money back. And a bunch of other companies, hundreds if not thousands of companies are like, give us our money back. So it was gonna get worse. Thankfully, that nuisance is out, but you still have the AI crisis. You still have the AI crisis. You still have the data centers. You still have the unregulated AI crisis that is eating up RAM faster than Garfield with spaghetti, brother. Like, they are inhaling it. They are inhaling it. Remember, I think I showed you guys, or maybe I talked about this a while ago, Markiplier. He is a very popular, big, one of the best YouTubers of all time, big multimillionaire YouTuber guy, right? He made a movie. His PC had like 1,000,000 gigabytes of RAM, and he made a small movie. Imagine the biggest players and what they're doing, the Amazons and the people that you like, the biggest players, and how much RAM they need for all of their operations. that is eating up everything, and we are in a point to where there's no regulation whatsoever. It's just Wild West. People can charge whatever prices they want. It's crazy. For every single AI data center, you need so much RAM, you know? So I think that's the problem that we're dealing with right now, and it's just killing the prices of stuff. It's killing the prices, and once again, everything's going up for like oil, gas, shipping. Everything's going up dramatically, expeditiously. So there's been nothing to help, and I hope that maybe it can be, you know, rectified within the next couple, like within probably like 3 or 4 years, but don't bank on it. Don't bank on it at all, you know? Don't bank on it. Let's see here. If Call of Duty is cross-platform on Switch 2, it will be disadvantaged on multiplayer. No way they compete against controller and keyboard players. If Call of Duty on Switch 2 is they compete against controller and keyboard players. Well, Switch 2 has mouse controls for Call of Duty. So with the mouse controls for Call of Duty, that puts it, I mean, you're still at not quite the advantage, because I think that the PC is going to have better resolution and probably higher frames. But I'm guessing that the cross-platform play, I think Switch owners are going to have, like, you know, they're going to have a pretty good, you know, they're going to have a nice advantage with the mouse mode, built-in mouse mode. Whereas I think Microsoft and Sony might have additional, like, mouse and keyboard support, but most people playing on Xbox and PlayStation aren't going to bust out a keyboard and mouse. Whereas with the Switch, it's like, it's built right into the controller, so it's like right there and very easy to do. So, I don't know if they said that there's gyro support for the game. There might be gyro support, yeah. Oh, dude, they're gonna build a data center right outside of your crib, brother. Get ready. They already have one, because there's an Amazon plant, so they already have I think a solid one around. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, whatever, man. It's deeper than that. The tariffs, because Switch 2 is going up in price, like the decrease in digital games though. But I want physical just to save all I can. Yeah, well, I mean, if you pre-order the games, you can get the same digital pricing for physical games, like through Amazon and Walmart for pre-orders. You live behind the Amazon? Oh, okay. You live over there now? Okay, nice. I gotta hang out sometime. I guess Santa Claus told Gabe to increase the prices. Santa Claus told him? You've been a naughty guy, naughty boy this year. Hardware sales are down $1,000,000,000%. Cases, you meant 1,000,000%. GPUs, RAM, power supplies. Some say the PC market won't be the same. PC era has peaked. Yeah, that might be the case, man. That might be the case. Might be the case, but I mean, you know, what can you do? That's why I said, like I said, guys, here's what I said before, and I'll say this again. Right now, gaming to me, I mean, thankfully, a lot of the big third-party and AAA games, I don't really care. Once again, I've got my game that I love and I hate, Romancing Saga: Revenge of the Seven. I've been playing this game. This is a crusty AA game, but I do have a theory for this game that Nintendo should listen to, and I'll talk about it when I finally finish my video. I'll have a clickbait video on Romancing Saga. It's not going to be just a 100-hour review. It's going to be like a super clickbait situation with this. That's not going to happen, but I'm going to do it because I don't care. I'm going to clickbait. Because if I spend 100 hours in a game, I'm allowed to clickbait. That is the new rule. If I spend 100 hours in a game, I'm allowed to clickbait a title that might not be realistic at all, but I'm going to just say it because I've spent the time. If you do the time, you're allowed to say what you're going to say. So I think that is a W rule. I am allowed to clickbait the title if I spend 100 hours in the game, and I can prove it. That I prove with my save file that I spent 100. I'm allowed to clickbait. That is, I'm like hardcore clickbait. So I will hardcore clickbait with it. So anyway, but yeah, I'm playing stuff like this. This game is phenomenal, but I'm stupid as well. Sometimes I'm dumb when it comes to games. I've been spending all this time, you know, individually going one by one in my team and getting people with to master their skills, when I should have been doing more than just one person. I should have been doing maybe 2 or 3 people. I just been doing it one by one. It's been taking way longer than it should have. So I'm like, wait a minute, I can just put more people in my team that don't have their skills unlocked. I'm like, yeah, that's dumb. But the good news is that I leveled up so much with my main classes that I'm like, I'm pretty powerful now. Like I'm at like level 70 something tech point skill with my martial artist, and like with my mage I'm like level 60 something, like with his wind and water skills. So that's the good news. The good news is that it made, like, I powered up so much. Better than Claire Obscura X-Person 33 is a title. That's funny. It says, you have a very good podcast. I tip my hat to you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're going to use up all your water. Better buy a tank, bruh. Has the Switch 2 passed 21 million yet? We don't know the sales numbers yet, but we'll get those sales numbers in a bit. 91 Game Boy. So there's no point in saying how much has it really passed. We don't know. Nothing's been official yet, but we'll get the sales numbers April, May, June. We'll get the sales numbers in July. So we're gonna get them in about a month and some odd days. So just hang tight for those. The Steam Deck is not even gonna play GTA 6. So $900 for what? That's true. It's not gonna play GTA 6 at launch, at least. It's not at launch. Well, it has an 800p screen for the Steam Deck. It's 800p for some reason. So, Gabe worth 11 billion. He could have used that billion towards the Steam Deck production, and then another 1 billion towards the Steam ecosystem instead of buying those damn boats. Listen, guys, listen to me. Listen to me when I say this. There's no sensible billionaire that's going to do what he did. Why? Why would he do that? Why would he use, like I said, you guys think that he's your friend. He's not. Could he have done it? Absolutely. But no billionaire. Why should he do that? Why should he do that? What is the reasoning to do that? He is not your messiah. I'm not saying you particularly. I'm saying, but I'm just saying, I knew that he was never that guy. Now, a lot of these people on Twitter, a lot of these people, YouTubers think that he was, but I knew he was never that guy. Because like I said, when push comes to shove, that's a lot of money, bro. And he probably has that in assets. I don't know if he has that cash on hand. So, no. He's not going to do that. Why? He makes billions of dollars just collecting 30%. Who cares if the Steam Deck flops? It was a flop from the beginning. Surprise, mother... Surprise, mother effer. Let me go ahead and say that. Surprise. It was never successful. He doesn't care. You think he thinks it's gonna sell at a grand? It's not selling now. Before the grand. Surprise! He doesn't care. So, I know you were just joking. I know you were just joking on there, but I'm just saying, you know. Lollipop Chainsaw, the game plays much better. Good, I'm glad that you're enjoying Lollipop Chainsaw. Exactly, those dudes claim the corporations are not their friends, but act like Valve is their friend. Yeah, oh, exactly, the irony. I've always said nobody's your friend, bro. I just like what I like. I'm not trying to be out here be Commander Police-a-ho, like these people are Commander Consumer, top consumer, fake consumer advocate. I'm not doing that. I've always said what I'll always say, guys. Listen, y'all are smart. Y'all don't need some type of Commander jackass telling you this is consumer friendly reporting for duty. Acting like you're no authority on consumer. Fudge out of here. You just like what you like. You're no consumer advocate. These people are frauds. Here's what I say, man. I like what I like for the gamers out there, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm better than everybody because I like Valve the most, or because Steam is the most, or bet the best. No, here's what I'll always say, guys. Listen, buy what you want, play what you want. It is too hard to be born. It is incredibly difficult to be born and to be alive. We're all, and I'm not saying this just to be sentimental or anything, we're all little miracles, okay? Do not spend your life bending over for weirdos online that don't even know who you are, that have no idea who you are and don't care, that try to push some type of weird narrative 24/7. Don't worry about it. Buy whatever you want. That's why I said, you want to buy a Steam Deck at 1,000? Go ahead. You want to buy a Neo Geo? You want to buy autographed Shigeru Miyamoto 3DS for $15,000 from John Numbers? Go ahead and do it. You want to buy a $5,000 PC that transforms into a car and takes you and makes you a bagel and makes you a sandwich at night? Go ahead. You want to blow your money on a Ferrari? Go do it. You want to spend all your money on whatever? Go. I don't care. But you live one time, man. Do whatever you want. But if I can tell you anything, stop listening to these jackasses on Twitter and on YouTube videos that act like they're some type of consumer president, conglomerate. Yeah, they're not. They're just a bunch of people that like what they like and looking to make money off of people. That's it, and got popular doing it. They're not any better than the fanboy down the street or anything like that, okay? Buy what you want, like what you want. If you want advice, that's fine. Ask for it. Anybody will help you. But these people try to impose their will on you as if you're bad or you're evil, or trying to make other companies look so bad because they think Valve is the best. These are the most dangerous people that should be ignored, because they're not worried about you personally. They don't ask you what you feel is right for you. They simply say what I like and what I think is the best for everyone because of my opinion. I don't say that. I say, well, what do you like? What are you into? Are you into third-party games? Are you into other stuff? Hey, look, PS5 Pro is expensive, but if you're into third-party games, you don't want to mess with PC, then a PS5 Pro might be for you. Now, I'm not going to recommend it at that price, but it might be for you. I've recommended everything to people. I've recommended Xbox. I've recommended, it's at 20. There you go. It's at 20K now. 20K for that 3DS from Miyamoto. I've recommended Xbox for some people, if they're maybe Game Pass, if you don't mind. I've recommended, I've made jokes, but I've recommended everything to everybody. I've recommended PC. I've recommended Steam Deck if you like to tinker, or if you like to do, I've recommended every system based off of the individual person, because everybody is different. A lot of these fake consumer advocates do not do that. They don't even want to know why you might like something. They have no actual objective opinion on what people should get. They just have their own opinion, and they try to dictate it like it's freaking Germany in 1939. They try to dictate it as if it's the law, and there can be no variance to what people can feel or want. And that is false. Do not listen to people like that, man. If I were you, listen to people that are willing to be open. Hey, what are you into? What are you liking? Do you like third party a lot? Do you want the best place to play third party as simple as possible? Yeah, that's a PS5 Pro. Yes, it's expensive as hell, but that is the best place to get the most third-party games as simple as possible and as most options as possible. Physical and digital. Yes, you gotta buy an extra disc drive. Yes, it's expensive, I know, but that's the best place because it's gonna get the most third-party games. It's gonna have the best performance for a simple plug-and-play device without having the need to deal with PC or anything like that. Now, is that right for everybody? No. It's not right for everybody. Is it going to be right for a lot of people? No, it's not going to be. But I'm still going to get your opinion on what you want. I've even said to people, okay, well, do you mind renting games? If you don't mind renting and you want to have like a big selection, like if you don't ever stick to a certain game, then maybe Game Pass is for you. It's not for me. I don't like it. I think it's fraudulent for me. But for other people, it works. I don't mind going against my own personal thought process when it comes to recommendations, when it comes to games. And like I said, this is the main reason why people do not want to come here and debate me. That is the main reason why. Because I'm not afraid. I'm not so hardcore into Nintendo to the point where I won't say something is worth it based off of what the other person needs. In my opinion, that's a real consumer advocate. Blanket statementing everything and saying Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they're all bad, they're horrible, Valve is the best no matter what, without getting into a nuanced discussion. That's the most harmful type of people. Content creators. The best content creators actually look into individually, say, hey, look, there's nuance, there's differences between people. Get things based on what is great for you. Ask a few questions, what are you looking for, and then go from there. That's the best way to go about it. But once again, you have PC schizos, content creators, that don't think that way. Their worldview is how everybody should be, Exactly. We played everything as kids, man. We played Sega, we played Nintendo, we played PlayStation, we played everything back in the day. It didn't matter, you know. Don't need the disc drive. What if you want to play a PS4 game that you have physical? What if you want to play your back catalog of PS4 games? What if you want to get a deal on a PS4 game that's cheaper than the digital version, and you don't mind having it physical? What if you want to be able to lend your friend a game very easily without having to worry about sharing accounts or things like that? You just want to be able to say, hey, I have this game. Here's Romancing Saga. Here you go. You want to play it? No problem. I don't have to worry about, oh, let me game share with you. And just, here you go. You can borrow it and give it back to you when you want. What about that? Once again, everybody's different. For you, you might not need it, but that doesn't mean it's not an important thing for somebody else. You know? Call of Duty have the trailer at the upcoming Nintendo Direct, right? Maybe, yeah. I'm thinking maybe they'll have a trailer there and like the new the pre-orders and all that, you know? So let's see, nice speech, props. Listen, another speech. There you go. LJ chopping away at Pragmata. Also saw the Nintendo apology letter. Online folks are reporting. I believe in Nintendo, especially now with the current Switch 2 bundle. Listen, guys. Like I said, there could be more price increases. Listen, like I said, there could be more price increases. There could be. Obviously, there's not going to be everything perfect. I'm not here to sit there and say Nintendo's going to be perfect 24/7. But right now, it's looking pretty good. Right now, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I don't. Y'all blocked Nintendo. Y'all don't gotta. I don't know why anybody bringing them up. I'm thinking about making a post from what Nintendo Prime said. I might make a post, and everybody that shows me that they blocked him and blocked that other weirdo Cyclops Tripster dude, I'll do a $50 eShop giveaway card, or I'll do a $50 gaming store credit to wherever you want. Amazon, Best Buy, to everybody that shows me that they blocked those two. Stop interacting with those guys. They're just trolls. They're just trolls. They're just grifters looking to make money. They're not looking to actually have real video game conversation. They're just literally grifters looking to make money. That's all they are. So I might put up a post saying, hey, look, quoting what Nintendo Prime said, anybody that blocks these two, anybody that you'll be entered into win a raffle in maybe like a week. So I might put up a post doing that. Just, no, block them. Don't mute. Block. Block a Rooney then. Block a Rooney. They need to be blocked. They need to be excommunicated. Both of them. Because once again, they're just misinforming, lying frauds that just literally spread misinformation. There's no need to talk to these people. They're frauds. There's no need to interact with them at all. Mute? Nah. They gotta be blocked. I think I muted though. But I know I blocked that Tripster dude. But yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing these people dead. I'm tired of hearing them too. And they still do what I feel. I fell in love with Switch 2. Didn't care what those internet weirdos talk since the start. But I'm gonna block them. Bunch of schizos just hate Nintendo for the love of the game. Well, for making money. It's all financial based. It's all financial based because they got they're advertising their Patreons on their videos. They're sitting there instead of actually talking about the real thing, which is the price increase and how it's bad for consumers and everything. They're worrying about how Nintendo fans feel about the hypocritical status of the same people that were complaining that the price increase for the Switch 2 was really bad. The same Steam Deck people that were saying just buy a Steam Deck, even though you couldn't even really buy one. But yeah. Yo, shout outs to 91 Gamer Boy. Welcome back to the Tune In Tier Squad. Hey, yo, I appreciate you, man. 91 Gamer Boy, thank you so much for the Tune In Tier pledge, brother. Thank you so much for the Tune In Tier pledge. I appreciate you, 91 Gamer Boy. Thank you for the support, brother. You guys go sub to my man, 91 Gamer Boy, on YouTube. He's got some videos up. So he's got some videos up. They're pretty cool. So he's out there letting you guys know. So go subscribe to him. Let's get him to 50 subscribers today. He's at 28. Let's get him to 50 subscribers today. So shout outs, man. Thank you for the Tune Into Your pledge, bro. I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's see. I blocked both of them as soon as they started saying some BS. Yeah. I sent back Saros and decided to get 007 First Light. I played 15 minutes of Saros, just didn't like it. Can't wait to try out 007 First Light. Okay, nice. Yeah, let me know how you feel about that one once you start playing it. 91 Gamer Boy. Let's see here. Sent Go. Hey, thank you for the 10 jewels. I appreciate that, D-Main. Shout out to Juice Man Vaughn. I think you sent some jewels earlier too. Thank you for the subscription. Somebody named Epstein with the subscription. I don't know if I should be thanking that subscription or that something, bro. Hey, what up, Mario? I'm curious on what handheld performance will be like for Switch to 120 FPS possible on a handheld mode. Yeah, there's already games that run at 120 FPS on handheld mode. What do you mean? Like, Hollow Knight Silksong runs at 120 FPS. Metroid Prime 4 also runs at 120 FPS on Switch 2. So, yeah, there's some games that already do it. See, yeah, the only one interactions I learned to ignore them and just try to cause drama with no factual basis. Yeah. But there are people who just constantly quote them, constantly retweet them, constantly, you know. So, I mean, even Nate the Hate came out and said, hey, look, guys, just stop worrying about these people. They're just frauds. They're just looking to get interactions into farm interactions and stuff like that, man. They're not looking to have any real conversation. So even Nate the Hate came out and said something like, listen, guys, like, don't worry about these people, you know? Don't worry about these people. They're not relevant. So should we talk about some of the other stuff now that we're finally how many hours into the show? How many hours are we into the show and I'm finally gonna start talking about Persona or some other things? Is that great, guys? Don't you guys just love what we do around here, around these parts? Don't you guys just love it? All right, hold up. Let's see here. So let's talk about Call of Duty 4 got a new trailer. Call of Duty's coming to the Switch 2, and according to Infinity Ward, they said that they got it running pretty smooth. There wasn't really any problems with that. So we can watch the trailer for the game. If the trailer is actually here for the game. I don't think the trailer is here for the game. Nintendo Everything, they don't put trailers like in there. So Call of Duty's coming over to Call of Duty's coming over to the Switch 2. Let's watch the trailer though. I want to check out the trailer, but I'm trying to find the trailer. Kind of everything's got so much situation here, so many different games. Hold on, give me a second here, guys. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Good old Gamatsu. Gamatsu has the trailer. Good old Gamatsu has the first trailer for Call of Duty. You know, the names are starting to like repeat themselves. I could have sworn that we already have a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. I think I'll never understand the naming conventions for Call of Duty. I thought we've already gotten a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, but apparently we haven't. And this is called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. I thought we already got one. Okay, sure. Why not? So. Unfortunately, we never had Call of Duty Modern Warfare. No, but we're getting DK64. Not Modern Warfare 4. Not a COD guy, but it's cool that it's back on Nintendo. Yeah, it's cool that it's back. Obviously, this isn't Nintendo.
North to the stadium.
Orders are anytime, any place.
Sergeant J, keep your scouts in line.
Can we make a pit stop at the Komatsu?
The new guy is low on rations. Make it fast, guys.
Who's that, a K-pop star?
The new supreme leader of North Korea.
No shit. I mean, that dude looks younger than I am.
This is real quick. This is not gonna sit well with some people. Just give me a second. When I watched the trailer earlier, when I covered the trailer earlier on today's video, I didn't have the audio play, so I didn't hear that's my first time hearing the audio. but this is gonna be some trouble for some people. So yeah, man. Let's see. So you like it because it's coming to Switch? Where did I say that I like Call of Duty? What the hell? I said the exact opposite in my video today. I said multiple times, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I don't really like Call of Duty. I'm covering it because my channel is about Nintendo and RPGs. So I'm covering it. It's my job. God damn. Anyway, let's continue on here. I never said that. I literally said the opposite. I'm covering it because it's my job to cover Nintendo. That's what people come here for. Anyway.
You guys heard that?
Mask Off is not new here. He's not new here. That's the upsetting part. He knows I don't like Call of Duty. I didn't like Call of Duty when it was on Nintendo. I told y'all I don't like Call of Duty. Call of Duty Ghost was on Nintendo. I didn't like it back then. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I was like, eh. I played it a couple times. I bought it for $9 at Best Buy in 2013, like a year after it came out. I'm not a Call of Duty fan. Everybody knows this. I've never said that I like it. Bro, but I gotta cover it. It's a big game. It's a big game that's going to probably help sell systems. Yeah, I'm gonna cover it. Ain't nobody said I don't gotta like everything that I cover though. What the hell? He's not new. He's been around. He knows that I don't like Call of Duty. Doesn't matter if it's on Nintendo. It could be on the freaking GameCube. I don't care.
You're still a wanted man.
I'm not worried about him. I'm just telling the truth. He's an elite ninja. Mascot, he's cool, but he knows good and well. He knows better than that.
Did you do?
What I had to.
We
That
make
sounded
our
like a
own
Twitter
rules of
comment.
engagement now. You are moving a weapon of war. The kind we deny exists.
You do what you need to. Because you know I will.
배반자를 찾아내라. 마을을 불태워서라도.
수류탄 투척! Let's go!
We are not ready. We could all die tonight. We don't even get a choice.
You broke a lot of rules, Price. No more rules.
The skull face guy. Remember that guy? That's the meme guy. October 23rd. So there you go. First look then. So that's the trailer. So what do you guys think? Call of Duty coming over? No, Sony should not be worried about Call of Duty coming over to Nintendo. No, they should not be worried at all. Microsoft and Sony, they should not be worried. Nobody's worried about Call of Duty on Nintendo. Just like they were never worried about Call of Duty. Well, I would say it's a little bit different with the Switch 2 compared to like Wii. The Wii Call of Duty games were so crusty in comparison, and the Switch 2 Call of Duty might be as crusty, but I don't think you gotta worry about it. But I would say having Call of Duty like anywhere that you want, that is something that, you know, that people probably will be interested in. Like, oh, I can go to like, you know, when I'm at the, you know, the what's it called? Getting my tires rotated or whatever. I'm at the body shop. Like, I can just kick back and play the Call of Duty campaign. And there's cross progression. There's cross save and all that. So I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be more of an addition, more so than a replacement for a lot of people. They're gonna probably buy it on like the big, like, you know, PC or Xbox or PlayStation, and then like maybe they'll buy a Switch 2 version to have it on the go or play it lying down in bed, you know. So I think it might be something like that, but I don't think Sony should be worried about it. No. I don't think so. Shout outs to Akira. Thank you for the Jonin tier pledge. Welcome to the Jonin tier squad. Thank you so much for becoming an elite ninja. Yo, let's go. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. You look so excited. Almost fell out of your chair. Jaw dropping. Yeah, right. Nah, this boring. Let's talk about freaking Yujiro being added to Tekken 8. That is amazing. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I don't really care. I don't really know much about him either. I haven't watched the show. So, Price is OG character from Modern Warfare. Yeah, I remember that guy. So, yeah, Mina's out in less than 2 hours. Yeah, Mina's coming out the 29th, but yeah, of course, West Coast boys, or midnight release. I'm not a Call of Duty. I'm not a fan of Call of Duty. It will definitely help boost the sales of Switch 2. Yeah, it should help. I don't know how much it's gonna help though. I don't know if it's gonna help that much. Not gonna lie, OG, I'm kind of hyped for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. I may double dip, honestly. Well, you like Call of Duty though. Like, if you like Call of Duty, then that would probably get you hyped. I don't know how people get hyped for that, but I mean, if you're getting hyped for that, that's cool. More power to you. Like, once again, that's the difference between me and fake consumer advocates out there. Like, if you think something looks lit, pick it up, and pick it up on whatever platform you think it's going to be fun on. If you want to be able to have a portable platform in okay quality, then Switch 2 might be the platform for you. If you want to have maybe the best quality, then probably PC. Like, they're reinvesting in PC development. So if you have a dope PC, then it's going to be good for you there. If you want to be able to play it on, like, just something simple, plug and play, Xbox or PlayStation, pick it up on one of those two. So it's like, whatever you feel like getting, get it. Both COD and Battlefield would do good on Switch 2. We'll see. Well, we're gonna find out. Call of Duty's coming, so we'll find out how well it does or not. I do like to, I want to see like the other developers be, have confidence in Switch 2, so I might pick it up just for like cultural reasons, just so once again, so people can. I want the big third-party games to sell like that, so we get more developers that say, oh, these people are buying the games. So it is something that I feel like, okay, I might support it for that, but I mean, am I gonna play it? No, I'm probably not gonna play it like crazy or anything. I did play one of the Call of Duty games. I forgot which one it was. I did play that one, and I used to play Call of Duty back in the day. I played Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I don't know. What's the one with the one on the PS3 and 360 in 2007? Wasn't that called Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. What's Call of Duty? It's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Oh, they just put the 4 in front. Oh my god! They just put the 4 after Modern Warfare! How is that not confusing? How is that? One of them's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. The original one's called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Bro. Just the naming conventions here. I know it was cooked when they had like Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I'm like, wait, what? So it's gonna be like Final Fantasy, Call of Duty Black Ops 13, Call of Duty Black Ops 15, Call of Duty 7 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 9, like Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty. Like it's just gonna start making Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty, Call 4 of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. Like they're just gonna start putting in random, just reverse the words, put in random numbers afterwards when you get the sequels to them. Crazy. Call of Duty 2028 reboots. Just call Call of Duty R. Call of Duty reboot. Call of Duty 13.2. Is there a reason why Steam Deck increased the price so much compared to Switch 2? The reason why Steam Deck increased in price so much to Switch 2, there's actually a couple of reasons why. There's a few different reasons why that they did. And one of the big reasons why is because Gaben hates you. I think specifically you, Metal Forever. Like, I think from what I understand, from my sources, he's specific. I talked to him on his yacht. I video called him. He was chilling, relaxing, you know, and he specifically mentioned you and said, I don't like you. And he said Nintendo's the best. And he said, you know what? I can't compete with Shigeru Miyamoto. I can't compete with Splatoon Raiders. I can't compete with Star Fox. I can't compete with the Switch 2. You know what? So I concede. That's really what he told me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. No, I'm joking, obviously. The reason why the Steam Deck price went up so much is because the Steam Deck is actually a flop of a system. There is no subsidizing a flop. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo can take a bit more of a hit or can absorb a hit on hardware. So their price increases, while drastic, obviously, you know, the PS5 got a big price increase multiple times, but they can take a little bit more through a subsidization system, whereas Valve cannot. Valve just proved right now that they are not a big dog. They are a small dog, because a small dog is not willing to take, they can't absorb that blow. They don't have the resources to do it in that way, to the point to where it wouldn't completely affect their business flow and their money coming in. So they pass the cost to you guys. They pass the cost to the consumer, and that's essentially what the cost it's going to be to make the parts. They went up in price. They have not went down. Shout outs to D-Main. Thank you for the 2 jewels. They've went up. So think about it this way. Let's say in 2021, it costs you $5 to make this component that you need for your spaceship, right? You're building a spaceship and you have multiple different parts. And in 2020, it costs you $5. But now in 2025 and 2026, this costs you like $35. You guys get the whole point? And then you still have to have other component costs. You also have this cost for your spaceship, and this cost is like $17 in 2020. But now in 2024, 2025, 2026, this now costs around $45 per this thing. And like I said, take all of that and then multiply it across everything that you need to build the system. And that's the problem that you're dealing with. Oh, and by the way, not only does it cost you more to buy the same exact part that you bought 5 years ago or 3 years ago for cheaper, but it costs you more to take it to your destination. So you have to take your parts that you assemble, and then you have to put them on a boat that you pay for, and you've got to ship it across some land or ship it across the sea, and you've got to pay for everything. Oh, and by the way, you got to, ships run on oil, right? You need oil to run on the ship. By the way, the oil that used to cost you, I don't know, $30 to fill up the whole boat to get you where you need to, now it costs $90 to get you the same place. So the same one-way trip, it's going to cost you, instead of $60 there and back, it's now going to cost you $180 there and back. Oh, and by the way, the people that you're paying to drive or to steer the boat or man the boat, they also got price increases. Now they demand, instead of, let's just say, $50 for the trip, now they demand $150 for the trip. So add up all of that, and that's the reason why the Steam Deck got a price increase. That's the reason why, because everything that was a certain price before all went up. They didn't go down, they went up. And also AI and other things in terms of the manufacturing has affected it. So that's what's happening right now. You're getting mogged. That's what the kids like to say. You're getting mogged by economics, by the economy right now. Metal Forever. You think Atlas will put P6 day one on Switch 2? I think they should. If they don't, that's a bad idea. Steam Deck ran out of steam. Or you can just blame Nintendo. That you can also do that. That's also a thing that you can do. You just blame Nintendo. That's the easy way out, right? Thank you for becoming members, guys. I appreciate it. Shout outs. 173 on the board. We are going
Even further beyond.
Yo, let's go. Okay, gotcha. Thanks for explaining. Oh, no problem. I know you can take a little joke, so I just wanted to make a little jokey joke beforehand. Nintendo needs to bring Call of Duty and Battlefield 6 to Nintendo Switch 2. Also needs to make 4 terabyte micro SD express cards for the Switch 2. Well, a couple of different things. One, Nintendo doesn't make Call of Duty, and they don't make Battlefield. So, Activision Blizzard and EA, those are the two responsible for Call of Duty and Battlefield respectively. So they need to bring it to the Switch 2. Now, when it comes to 2 terabyte and 4 terabyte micro SD cards, at this point, considering the prices, that price might be upwards of, for a 2 terabyte, that might be upwards of $500 for a 2 terabyte micro SD card, express SD card. For a 4 terabyte, that might be upward of $700. So it's not financially feasible from a business perspective right now to make a 2 terabyte and a 4 terabyte micro SD card. It's going to be too expensive because right now, if you look at, let's just look at Amazon. So if you look at Amazon and you look at 2 terabyte, 2 TB micro, like a 2 terabyte micro, or not 2 terabyte, a 1 terabyte micro SD express card is $350. So it costs almost as much as the Switch 2. Not almost as much, it's $100 cheaper, but it's about 60% plus of the cost of a total Switch 2 right now. So if you were talking about a 2 terabyte, you're looking at probably like another $150 for that. So that would probably be upward of literally the cost of the Switch 2. And then a 4 terabyte, that would be over the cost of a Switch 2 easily. That'd be like a $600, card. So that's the reason why they haven't made it. I think 1 terabyte is enough. If you have a 1 terabyte card, I think you're good. The 512 is 114, which is still pricey, but it's like, it's getting them maybe a little bit better. It was 150 before, so. Did you ever think that Dragon Quest would join Smash before its announcement? Yeah, because Dragon Quest is really popular in Japan. We will no longer have physical consoles. They'll all be digital consoles like NSO. I hope Nintendo keeps physical going. I really hope that they keep physical going. Because, it would be good. It would be good. Your rant helped me get through Ingrid's combo trials in Street Fighter 6, so thank you. Shout out Street Fighter 6. Okay, we back on Street Fighter. That'd be cool. I got my 512 for $60 when the NS2 dropped. Hey, there you go. There you go. The real question: how much space is COD gonna take up? I'm gonna say it's gonna take up at least 100 gigabytes. So I think it's gonna be a game key card / all digital download. I don't think there's gonna be any real physical for it. So. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty massive thing here when it comes to that, I can buy here in Germany PS5 digital and Astrobot plus Switch 2 with Mario Kart World and would be cheaper than a Steam Deck's new price. Yeah, Steam Deck's not priced well at all. It's not priced well at all. I think does Sony have their event? Yeah, Sony has their event on Tuesday. We gotta stream that. We gotta stream that as well. So we gotta stream that. So it is what it is. Looking forward to the stream. I just want FF7 remake of Part 3 get announced. Yeah, I think Part 3 has a chance of getting announced there. It should be pretty fun, man. It should be pretty fun. It should be some good stuff, man. Should be some good stuff. These are my favorite things on Twitter to see when people say does nothing wins, does something wins even harder. These are the best. These are the Gabe Newell tweets. These are the best ones. Because Steam gave a player a free game after their Steam controller was delayed due to a shipping error. So then people were like, yeah, Steam Valve the best. Because they got a free game when they messed up on their shipping. Oh my gosh. You gotta love Steamers. Steam peeps, man. They're the best. Man, I'm really excited for X-Men 90. I still have not watched the first season of X-Men 97. I gotta watch that. COD launcher on 30 gigabytes on PC. I think they're gonna make it where it's not as big, like, you know, PC compared to Switch 2. Like, Switch 2's not gonna be able to do this same graphics, so they're gonna make it smaller. Yo, Verkster says, OJ, been a little bit. Did you do the I was right dance today? Oh my god. I did it. I definitely did it right earlier, and I actually literally danced. I danced to Intergalactic from Beastie Boys. So at one point, because the song just popped up randomly, so I'm like, oh man, screw it, whatever. So it was. So I definitely did a little bit of a sing along and a dance along to Intergalactic. But I definitely did a I did a victory lap, and I had to call out someone specifically who called me out last year with the whole Steam Deck thing when I knew that system was going to be a flop, so I sold mine. So I had to, you know, but I'm done though. I'm done. I'm not going to bring things up anymore. As long as he leaves it at that, I'll leave it at that. Now that I've exacted everything that I want to exact and what I knew was going to happen happened, I won't say anything else unless something else is said against me. But yeah, if you want to go back, rewind the stream, it's a pretty entertaining stream. I will say that. It's pretty entertaining. Thank you for the big 50. It's $35 on the Ninja board. Hey, yo, my man. Barkster is now the new Hulk Hogan Stream Ninja. Thank you for the big $35 dono coming in from my man, Barkster. This is for sport. Barkster, I don't know where you are on the Discord. I cannot find your name. So can you email me your Discord name so I can message you? Or if you can send me a message, that would be great, so we can set up the whole Warframe stream. Because Bluncy's about to kidnap me if I don't get more information on this Warframe stream. So if you can send me a message, or if you can send me your Discord name, so I can send you a message, that would be good. Because I can't find you on Discord. $68.60. Thank you for the support though, guys. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you for the big dono. Anybody that's 35 or more, you can put man Barkster on both boards. Let's go ahead and get him up on here as well. 203. Oh my goodness, we are over the barrier here. 203, the overclocks. And then also Daniel with the 2 and says Valve does nothing, wins. Gabe needs a new yacht. Valve, those memes are gonna, I think that shattered that meme. I don't think Valve is ever going to recover from this right here. Not financially. They're going to obviously make a ton of money through their service, but I don't think Valve is ever going to recover from this price increase. This whole facade that they're just the most consumer friendly no matter what and they never do anything wrong, it's been shattered. It's been obliterated. It's been absolutely evil crushed. It's been Donatello smacked. It has been elbow dropped. It has been 5-star frog splash from Billy Kidman in 1997 WCW. It has been absolutely destroyed, you know? It has been absolutely destroyed. So that's the thing, man. Pat Mayes with the 5 says, OJ, please understand that the deck price increases due to AI inflation. It only affects Valve, okay? Nintendo's coming from pure greed, yes. And that I've been seeing that from people online. I've been seeing people say, some people say that, oh, well, now all of a sudden it's a nuanced discussion. Now it's about AI. Now it's about, before it's just about pure greed. Some people would oft mention AI, but really they'd say, no, just greed, just greed, just greed. Now they're like, oh, well, it's affected everybody. It's like, yeah, now that your Messiah has been proven to be a fake prophet, has proven to be very much human, just like the rest of us. Now all of a sudden, once again, here comes the nuanced discussions about AI and all of that. Shout out to my man, Abaddon. Big love to Abaddon, bro. But yeah, now the whole facade, the whole thing has been absolutely destroyed. It's been crushed. You can never again do the whole, they're just for pro-consumer 24. You can't do that. You can no longer say that. Because once again, this is by far the most unconsumer friendly price increase that I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a console manufacturer, okay, like for a console manufacturer that's putting out something that's like based for like consoles, like devices, like, you know, like a handheld. I've never seen them raise the price by $300 and not tell a soul till it actually was raised up by $300. Most of the time you get a press release, most of the time you get a rumor, most of the time you get something, you get a heads up. I've never seen it to where there's been no heads up whatsoever. That's the first time ever. And Valve had plenty of time to tell us that it was coming, and they opted not to. So that's the thing. I've never seen that. So the whole facade of they're consumer friendly no matter what, that's been shattered. Are they still consumer friendly? Of course they are. Do they still have consumer friendly things with Steam? Of course they do. Do they still have a good service through Steam? Of course they do. Can you still just get a regular PC and play this stuff? Of course you can. But this whole facade that, remember, Steam Deck was supposed to be an entry-level way to play PC gaming. It came in at $400. That whole thing has been broken. It's been completely shattered. So no more of that, please. Send you my username and emails. Honestly, good time to do the Warframe stream. I just finished maxing out the clan with Dan Dips. Nice. Okay, let's do it, man. Man, the Steam Machine team must be frustrated. First one flops and the second one's announced during the great RAM shortage. Yeah, this one's gonna flop too. This upcoming one's also gonna flop. So this one's also gonna flop. Yeah, was I showing my age with the Billy Kidman? Well, I mean, I needed someone that did the 5-star Frog Splash to the best of their ability. Who did the 5-star Frog Splash better than Billy Kidman in 1997? Who did the 5-star Frog Splash better than Billy Kidman? Nobody. Nobody did it better than Billy Kidman in 1997, you know? So I have to, you know, I have to say that. Let me see if I can find it. 5-star Frog Splash. Or no, did he do the shooting star press? I think I messed that up. He did the shooting star press. I think it was it Guerrero that did the 5-star Frog Splash? Sorry. Or the RV, yeah, sorry. Better than the shooting star press in 1997. You know? Look at this, man. This is a thing of beauty. I like Billy Kidman, like with the tank top and the this 5-star this shooting star press was so awesome. It was so good to see him do it back in the day, man. So much fun. It's kind of crusty, but I used to watch these WCW Nitros, Monday Night Wars. Oh, see Billy Kidman. Oh, so good. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. And he could do it from further away, but they only allow him to do it from a certain distance. But he could go to the middle of the ring if he really felt like it. But you're really taking that though, man. Like when he does that front or that shooting star press, you're actually taking that hit. That's the crazy thing. But he's not really that heavy though. I think he's like 180 pounds at that time. So I mean, oh my god, look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Did you see that? That is scary, man. That is so, look at this. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think I watched this one live. Yeah, they're catching him, but still, man, like that's crazy athletic, man. That's crazy athletic skill. That's why I say wrestling's like fake, but it's like that's like real. That's real. Like all that right there, that's all real, man. Like your body is still boom landing. You're taking that hit. You just gotta eat it, you know. So good stuff, man. Oh, but yeah, coming at you like the shooting star press in 1997. Yeah, Rob Van Dam with the 5-star frog splash. Let's see here. $500 ROG ally suddenly looks phenomenal. There is no scenario where the ROG ally looks phenomenal. There's no scenario. There's no case for me. Now, for other people with Dre Day, sure. But, bro, I wouldn't buy that system as far as I could kick it. There is no chance in hell. Vince McMahon, I'm going to start walking out like this. Can you see your hair, Austin? You know, I'm going to start walking out like this. There's no chance. I will never, ever, 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 ever support ROG Ally. I'll never do it. That system's trash. It is garbage. It is complete hot garbage, and I think I still rather buy a $1,000 Steam Deck over that thing. I think I still might actually just say, yo, let me go with Steam Deck. No, that thing is garbage. The 2023 one that I bought was hot trash, hot dookie, doo-doo, slip on a banana peel, hit your head, Ray J, Superfly, bopped, bodied, crusty, cooked. There's no chance I'll recommend that thing. I'm not gonna recommend it. Now, here's what I will say. If you want to pick it up, go ahead and pick it up. If you want to research it and pick it up. But I would never pick that thing up. That thing sucks. Dookie. Let's see here. New Rayman Legends remake character design leaked. Okay, well guys, there's no point in me looking at the leaks for Rayman Legends. We're gonna see it in a little bit, and I already covered it. So there's no point in me looking at the designers for. I mean, it's the same game remade. So we'll check it out once they officially announce it. You know. Check Evan Bourne's Shooting Star. Yeah, we'll check it out for sure at some point. For sure. Are you gonna stream any other gaming events next week? Am I gonna stream any other gaming events next week? Yeah, whatever gaming events I can stream, I'll stream. Yeah, the original ROG Ally was horrible. It melted SD cards. The original ROG Ally was trash, complete garbage. I don't buy any handheld. Like all handheld PCs are like to me not very good. But like I said, for other people they will be good. There might be good for other people. They might be good for other people. They're just not good for me. They're not good for me at all. Not good for me at all. But for other people, sure. But not for me. Summer Games Fest. Yeah, I'll check out Summer Games Fest. Yeah, OJ, I finished Xenoblade X recently. Not sure how I feel about Chapter 13. I wish it remained as its own thing and continued on Mara. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. No, actually, no. The ending was awesome. No, wait, hold up. Did you beat Future Redeemed? Did you beat Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed yet? So, like I said, you gotta play the rest of the games. You gotta play the rest of the games. You gotta play, like, if you played that ending was legendary. Yeah, it was actually a really good ending. It got you a lot of closure. Because the game ended on a cliffhanger. So it got you a lot of closure. I understand, like, okay, you want them to stay on there. Like, okay, I get that. But I mean, I felt that it was pretty cool. And that ending can actually lead to so many things when it comes to like another Xenoblade X or other Xenoblade games. So I don't know. I thought it was a good ending. I thought it was good. Don't forget Youth Wars 450 Splash. The Youth Wars 450 Splash. All right, let's go. So that's the Barkster though. But I feel you though. Like I get it. I know some people weren't a fan of that ending. I think Luxon, who's a big Xenoblade guy, he had mixed feelings about the ending as well. He had mixed feelings about that ending. So, I play my friend's ROG Ally. He mostly has indies on it and PS3 360 era titles on it. You play your friend's ROG Ally. If I was your friend, I wouldn't be your friend no more. That's the thing. If I have a friend that has a ROG Ally, I'm not their friend anymore. I'm saying, you know what? We can't be friends. I don't want to talk to you. We're good. I'm just going to go my way. You go your way. I'd pretty much not be friends with them anymore. So, I mean, like, it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Understand the rest of the games and how it was the ties that I just wanted to separate to get a sequel instead, but I feel like it's not happening. Yeah, there wasn't gonna ever be a sequel specifically to that on there. Like, but I see what you're saying though. I see what you're saying, you know. This was funny. This is not even a rumor. Somebody claiming Capcom will be at Summer Games Fest. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see once it happens, you know, of course. I'm just joking, by the way, guys. If I have a friend that has a ROG ally, Justin's my friend. You are my friend. Madam. You are my dream. Okay, yeah. So it's like, if somebody has a ROG ally, I'm gonna still be their friend. I'm just gonna discriminate against them. Oh man, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you know, you suck. You're not good. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, of course, guys. Don't take that seriously. I'm making a jiggity joke. So there you go. Let's see here. Hey, Memorial Day sale was the best time to get it. Nah, that's unpatriotic to buy a Steam Deck or to buy a ROG ally on Memorial Day. Not patriotic. I'm sorry. I'm not wasting my Memorial Day saying let me go get a ROG ally. That just sounds like a disservice to the troops and to the that just sounds like I'm betraying my country. No, I'm good, brother. I'm good. You should be charged for treason for doing that. Treason, I tell you. Spurs winning a 102-77, 8-minute mark left. Oh, nice. It's going to go to game 7, boys and girls. Yeah, they're blown up. They've had it's been back-to-back blowouts, right? Spurs blew them out. Thunder blew them out, kind of, and then now back to the Spurs blowing them out. It's going to all come down to in Oklahoma City, right? In Oklahoma City. I got to watch that game 7. When's the game 7 going to be? Can somebody look that up for me so I don't have to look it up? Somebody look up when is game 7. I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that game 7 with Wemby. I need to see Wemby go to the finals and win a title. Bro, the Knicks though. I think Wemby's a bad matchup for. I mean, he's a bad matchup for everybody, but I think Wemby's a real bad matchup for the Knicks. The Knicks are definitely good and they're gritty, and I think the Knicks can win. For sure, the Knicks can win. I felt that the Knicks were the best team in the East. I never believed in Detroit. I never believed in the Cavaliers. I thought the Knicks were the best team in the East from the beginning because they had the best team on paper and they had the best grit. They have a bunch of guys that are in their late 20s, early 30s that just play basketball and that, like I said, and that are blood. Like it feels like they're like related, right? Because they all play like Villanova. One of them, what was it? Jalen Brunson took $100 million less. Like when you take $100 million less, you're gonna fight hard for your guy, man. Like you're gonna fight hard for your teammates. When you say, I'm gonna take generational wealth, he already has generational wealth, but I'm gonna take a secondary dose of generational wealth less so you can be on my team. To me, that's thicker than just that's like your actual brother. You know, that's like a team, like that's like your family. So I felt that the Knicks had the best opportunity this year to make it out, and they did. And you know, I told RGT like when I think the Knicks lost like one game, and I'm like, dude, they lost like a couple. I'm like, dude, the Knicks are the best team. They're the better team. They're gonna win, and I knew that. And then they just started blowing people out. So the Knicks are like, that's gonna be a tough team to beat because once again, you got guys that are like your brothers on that team. So you're gonna fight like tooth and nail, you know, for them. So yeah, but I mean, Wemby's Wemby. It's a bad matchup. They don't got anybody that can hold Wemby at all. You know, they don't got anybody that can hold. I mean, they had on the Oklahoma City Thunder, they got Hartstein, and they got Chet. They got both of those guys that can try to, you know, throw bodies at them. But I don't think the Knicks don't got anybody like that. So it's gonna be a tougher matchup for them for sure. Capcom working on like 6+ games at any given time. Yeah, they're always working on games. Are you gonna do JoJo Friday and join the Spawncast on Saturday? Probably, yeah. I think Spurs can beat the Knicks, but they can't just rely on Wemby. Yeah, they can. I mean, obviously, but the Spurs have a good team. They got good players. They got a lot of good players. So the Spurs are pretty. They're about 7 or 8 deep, I think, right? So they got a pretty good team. They got the Castle kid. Obviously, they've got. Is De'Aaron Fox even playing, or is he hurt? I don't know. I haven't been watching the games. I haven't been hearing about him. Like when I look at the box scores or when I watch. Yeah, they're blowing them out. 82-1. Yeah, they're blowing them out by 20 points. Like this game's done by more than 20 points. So yeah, this game's done. But next game, game 7. Games all comes down to game 7. Box score. Let me take a look. Let's see how Wemby's doing. Wemby, yeah, he dropped 28 on their head. 4 3-pointers. Yeah, that's good. 4 3-pointers, 28 points. Yeah, they can't guard him. 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, only 3 turnovers, and 2 assists. Yeah, that's a game, man. That is a game. And multiple offensive rebounds. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox is playing, but he's just not scoring. He's playing like trash. 1 for 9. This thing, like, yeah, they got Vassell, they got Vassell, Fox, Wembanyama. Got some good players, man. Got some good players on the team. Got Harrison Barnes coming off the bench. So they got some good players. They got who else do they got? This Keldon Johnson guy's not bad either. Comes in, gives him some offense. So, and also Dylan Harper coming off the bench too. Ron Harper's son, right? The legendary Ron Harper from the Chicago Bulls, 3-peat Chicago Bulls. So. Couple more hours till Mina releases. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Should be some good stuff. All right, if you guys have more questions too, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence, just Players by itself. We're gonna go over the Persona leak as well, real quick. So the Persona leak is a thing, and apparently it shows off the Persona protagonist. So we can talk about that as well. Well, let's get into the Dragon Quest trailer too. So hold up, let me do the Dragon Quest trailer. Let's do the Persona images. So here are the images of the Persona leak of the main character. This seems to be the main character. The blonde-haired boy seems to be the main character. The bowl cut, you got the trunks going. The bowl cut, that seems to be the main character. And then this is just like an extra character. But it looks like it's gonna follow in the footsteps of like playing in like high school or whatever. I just want them to adjust the calendar system. Like, I just want to be able to like eat a burger, you know, level up, actually be able to recover BP or like recover magic points or whatever they use, like recover that in the dungeons, not have to go out then waste the whole day. Say I gotta go back tomorrow. I just want to be able to play the game, you know, like I just want to be able to play the game. So I hope that they make some changes to that system. So yeah, there you go, there's that. I also find it funny, only one game Capcom was working on, new Ace Attorney, and one game Capcom's not working on. They might be working on a new Ace Attorney, actually. There were some rumors about it. So yeah, there's that. There's the protagonist. So we'll see more maybe at Summer Games Fest for the game about Persona 6. But it seems like it's gonna come out September 2027. Let me get this going here. Let me see if I can. What was I looking for? Yeah, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 12 trailer. Alright. The official Dragon Quest 12 trailer. Let's watch it. Some people don't like the protagonist in there. They don't like the way he looks. He looks sleepy. So, Dragon Quest 12, Beyond Dreams. Comes to the game. So even like with the Pokemon Winds and Waves trailer, almost nothing is moving from this first part. Like, look, I mean, you get a little bit of movement in the grass, but you look at the trees coming up here. the original Dragon Quest 12, it was called Dragon Quest Flames of Fate or something like that. And it was like a dark background, and it was gritty, and it was all hardcore. It was gonna be more hardcore. And about what, halfway through development, after years, they're like, this is trash. Bro, they were playtesting it. It was like, they're doing the intergalactic, calls the intergalactic, oh my gosh, bro. It was trash, guys. I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I was looking forward to the original Dragon Quest 12, but guys, it was hot garbage. Let me tell you something right now from Japanese companies. Bro, you want to think of a tea table being up, I guarantee you, Nintendo, or not Nintendo's, I guarantee you, Square Enix's executives, they're like, sir, the game sucks. We made an action RPG. We made a darker tone. And everyone that playtested it said it's like a ghetto version of Dark Souls. Sir, we need to do something. The Square Enix CEO. We need Dragon Quest! He upended the table. Bring in Yuji Horii now! Yuji Horii comes in. I told you guys, man. I've been making Dragon Quest forever. I told you guys. Get some more color. Put some daytime and some bright lights. And make it whimsical. Stop messing with the formula. I've been around for forever. You guys are stupid. I guarantee you. They upended the tea tables. There ain't no way you do this if the game wasn't trash. Square Enix just wasted I wish they told us, but they're not going to tell us. But I guarantee you they just wasted somewhere between 30 to 70 million dollars, maybe more. They probably wasted at least minimum 20 million. I'd say a bare minimum they wasted around 20 million dollars on salary over the course of these years, messing this up. Cuz now it's probably going to be at the earliest a 2028 game. So that would be 7 years of the game, right? From what we know, about 7 years. So there's no way they do this unless it was bad. That's the only way that you reboot everything and spend all that money reshuffling the teams. It was bad. The original Dragon Quest 12 was bad. It was bad, and they went too far away. They strayed too far, and they just realized that it sucks. That it's not very good. So they rebooted it. So that's what happened. That's what happened with the game. I'm thinking 2029 and 2030 at this rate. Yeah, that's why I said 2028 at the earliest. I'm convinced they rebooted Dragon Quest and moved away from the original darker themes due to poor reception of Final Fantasy 16. I think it was probably a combination of things. I don't think it was just the reception of Final Fantasy 16. I think it was also the game I think they went with more action RPG, and I think that it wasn't playing well. It just wasn't. It wasn't playing out well, but maybe that could have been part of it too, though. That could have been part of it, but I think this is definitely going to be turn-based. Based off of this trailer, it looks. I mean, they didn't show any combat, but it's probably going to be like traditional turn-based. But here's what I would say that they should do. If I was them, I would absolutely do some more like the Dragon Quest 9 combat system. And I would definitely put some Romancing Saga 2 combat in there as well. Some how you earn new skills and stuff like that. It makes it more exhilarating. Glimmers, things like that. Being able to use more of the attack and then you actually get more skill points for that. That's what makes Romancing Saga so fun. Because you have a bunch of different you have a bunch of different weapons that you can use. Anybody can use any weapon, but some classes are more adept at certain weapons than other because of their innate or native skills, like native strength or native dexterity and all that. But anybody can use any weapon, and the more that you use that weapon, the more that weapon levels up. Your character per se doesn't level up, and I'm not saying that Dragon Quest should do this, but what makes Romancing Saga fun is because your your skill with any weapon levels up. You specifically level up too. I mean, you get more HP and you get more BP, But when you level up, you don't necessarily get more like your strength doesn't go up by 1. Your skill with the weapon goes up a bit, and then you learn new abilities based off of that. So that keeps things super fresh. It keeps things fun. It makes it to where you can mix and match and customize what type of hero that you want, you know, in Romancing Saga. Like I said, it's low-key like the best combat system that I've played from a Square Enix game. One of the best, if not the best. Definitely one of the best. So if they can take some tips from there to make the combat a bit more, like, you know, instead of, okay, I get these experience points, I get my points, and then I level up, and then after a certain, I get a point, and then I put that into a skill. That's fine, but Dragon Quest has always felt like a bit like static to me. It's just felt like a bit too dry with the leveling up. So not as much sauce as maybe as other games. So I would like to just see maybe a bit more when it comes to that. But we'll see. You know, we will see. I don't know how they're gonna do it. You know, but it looks like it's gonna be more of a traditional Dragon Quest game. Not sure if you should show the Persona 6 images as the video might get copyright strike. No, it'll be fine. I'm sure they wanted to go with FF16 route, and they say as long as the game crashed and burned, they just hit the brake pedal and scrapped everything. Yeah, maybe. That could be it. I wonder if they'll ever make Dragon Quest Heroes 3 or Builders 3. Maybe one of these days. We need them to focus on Dragon Quest, getting this game out, Dragon Quest 12 though. I think they'll make a new move with Kingdom Hearts 4. I would have been curious to see the darker version, but it was probably the right decision. I would have been curious too to see what their take on it, but I mean, I don't know. I think they should just make a new IP. If you want to do a darker tone game RPG and maybe change it to action, they should just make a new IP. Just make a new IP. Just make a new IP in the Dragon Quest universe and just call it Dragon Quest something else, and then just make that game. You know, like Dragon Quest, like Battle Point or something like that, or Dragon Quest, you know, Action Point, and that's just a generic name or like a random name, and then like that's like the darker tone, like separate type of thing, almost like Mario 2D and Mario 3D. Just make it like a separate thing, like an action RPG. Like they already did that, right? Like Dragon Quest Heroes. So it's like just make like Dragon Quest Heroes, but like darker tone. Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best action combat history in gaming. It's not. I mean, like, if you still think, you know, SpongeBob SquarePants and, like, you know, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is, like, the best shows in the history of TV shows and stuff, then I'd agree with you. But, it's definitely not. But, I mean, you can like it, though. It's not bad. It's good. Let's see here. While the character models look early, I personally like the designs. I feel like I'm in the minority with that, though. I like the design of the girl, and I like the design of the robot, and you know, I think the main character design obviously could be better, but I don't think it's like terrible. Don't think it's terrible. I know it's another company, etc., but I think the same happened with Persona 6 to restart the project because of the big franchise. Maybe. I'm not sure if they did though, but maybe. I mean, it's a possibility, obviously. But all right, guys, I think we've exhausted our topics today. I want to say big combo breaker love, and oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I did not play any notifications today, like for limit breaks and all that, just because I was limit braked. I was lit up. So we're gonna go to play it right now. Guess the double platinum tonight. Yeah, time flies. We're already there for 3 hours, boys. So time flies. So thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream. Seriously, that was a ton of fun. I do appreciate everybody that came out to today's stream. If you want to know what I felt about Dragon Quest, I think you just got here, Daylight. If you want to know what I thought about Dragon Quest 12, check out my video. I made a video on it, but we just talked about it right now. You just missed it. But check out I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked all right. But check out my video. I made a video on it, so make sure you guys hit the notification bell. And I do videos on pretty much everything here. So if you ever want to know how I feel about something and all that, it's usually up on the channel. Like how I feel about Star Fox, or how I feel about Splatoon Raiders, or how I feel about the Dust Bloods, or anything that's coming up with Nintendo stuff or RPGs. It's usually on the channel. I'm going to link you guys my Dragon Quest 12 update video. So if you missed what I felt about it or what I thought about it, it is there. It is there. But Dragon Quest looks dope, man. I think it looks really good. I know that maybe, like I said, they're not done though. I think it's gonna look a lot better when it's actually finished. But the style, the tone is Dragon Quest. Like the tone and the graphics look, you know, for it being early, it looks solid. It looks solid. But yeah, check out the video if you want to know my full thoughts on everything and my conspiracy theory thoughts. I don't have enough time today just because I gotta end the stream now. Otherwise, my wife is going to, she's going to hit me over the head with the club because I need to take care of my boy before I edit tonight because we gotta wake up early in the morning, of course. So thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream. I appreciate that. Check out my video. Today's video is up too. So today's video is dope as well. I go over the big leaks, Persona. I go over all sorts of other stuff as well. Call of Duty. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in today's vid. So thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the donos. Shout out to Varkster. Shout out to everybody that dropped donos today. You guys are awesome. We'll be back tomorrow for JoJo Friday. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for JoJo Friday. I'll have a video for you guys. Maybe afternoonish video. Probably not early morning video. So probably afternoon video. So go watch my video that I did today. So all right, guys. Love y'all. We'll see you for the next one. Thank you guys for the support and everything. You guys are the best. All right, guys. Peace out, homies. Good night.